You guys rescued the lizard folk of the Soriel tribe's most precious treasure. And I think that's where we left off, was in that pivotal moment of child rearing bliss. And there's been some pretty funny stuff in chat this week. So, Pharaohs, you've been such a good sport and a source of joy for so many people. So, if you don't have DM inspiration, please take DM inspiration, because it has been a joy to watch your meme reactions to your own bad decisions.
Man, look who it is. The consequences of my actions. Look who it is.
Yeah, so I made sure to rebrand the entire campaign with with our new baby character, because that's hot right now. So this is no longer Saltmarsh Moon. This is the adventures of Eben Fang and the Kobold Boys. Or the Koboys? Yeah. I think I tried to mash Kobold and Boys together. It looked trendier when I wrote it than when I said it. But yeah, so good stuff. So yeah, let's just pick up right where we left off. You want to be on your dashboard, or you guys want to be back in the swampy ruins? Which one would set a better mood for you?
Swampy ruins, I think.
Okay, sure. So back in the terrible map known as the Swampy Ruins Forest.
The Globalorian.
Yeah. What will you do?
Oh, so I found my signet ring in the treasure hall, and
awkward, right?
I need to figure out where that came from.
Okay.
Did any of the thugs know where they found it?
They all seem a bit confused, and then the thugs themselves? They're just like, we just found, we were taking loot off of people.
Okay.
And Raymond's like, well, I mean, I was taking loot off of people. Some people aren't as professional as Raymond, and they took their helmet off and probably had super hot sex instead of working. I will be reporting that when we get back to town, because I'm a stick in the mud.
Amazing. Okay.
Does anyone have any ideas to figure out who or where it came from?
Well, I have a question. Is it specifically your signet ring?
Well,
With
it has
your name
my
on it?
family crest. It has my.
It has his family crest on it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because that'd be a lot weirder if it was yours.
Well, no, it's not directly mine, but
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yours is still on your finger. You didn't fight like a stage magician during the battle or anything. He didn't pull his thumb off and hypnotize you with dismemberment and then whoop, steal your ring and put it with the stash. But it does bear your family's crest, yeah. Which is problematic, because you really don't want those things getting out to the wrong people. Yeah. They could be making all sorts of fake correspondences and stuff. That'd be bad.
Anxiety. Okay. And a quick detect magic once over of the interior.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I assume with your everything except the dark eyeballs, that's happening. So I just sort of write that into the loot tables now.
Okay.
Yep.
And what time is it, Crash? Have we finished our long rest? Is it kind of in the morning, or are we?
Yeah, I think the overall desire was to wait the night in the ruins because it was real bad weather, and your party ranger was like, I'm an expert at the exploration part of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and therefore I'm here to tell you it would be a really stupid idea for us to travel in these conditions. And because the Dungeon Master respected that there are different aspects of play, the Ranger was able to shine.
Nice.
I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but there it is. So.
All right.
So yeah, we'll assume that you guys got in some much needed sleep. I think I updated your calendar. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. when you guys wake up on the 9th day of Tarsak. The weather was lovely, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, clear, only 2-mile-per-hour northwest winds, and you just long rested. All right.
All right.
Skull, your
so-
baby is currently asleep in your arms. It is very heavy. It is the size of a fucking dog.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like.
Yeah. And not like a pug,
No.
like a dog.
Like a
Yeah,
husky
like
or
a pit
something.
bull. Yeah, it's like the size of a pit bull.
That's fine.
I don't know if that makes you feel any better about what's been happening, Pharos, but it is the size of a pit bull. So if you thought it was only the size of like a pug or something like that, I mean, it's a little bit more substantial than that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
It's still dog size. It's like kickable.
Yeah, well, it's not like Newfoundland size by any stretch of the imagination. So don't make yourself feel too much better about what happened. So it's still pretty small.
I don't know. Should we drop it off at the lizard folk and get Ferris to his party? I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I think that was the plan. Yeah, I think. Did we decide on what we wanted to do with the loot? Because we don't have a bag of holding anymore, so we can't take like any of it
have
with
our,
us.
the help take it back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they just get this little sled thing and they just kind of pile it on, right?
Did Luck said he was coming with us, and these guys were gonna go back in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Luck basically said that he would stick around because he kind of felt a little bit of like a flirty vibe from like Pharos a little bit. So he was like willing to stick around. He was going to inconvenience himself to do so if Pharos wanted him to.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he was going to return to town.
Yeah, no, you can stay. I like him.
So.
All right, but we
All right.
we brought 2 canoes with us, or right? Do we want to send the guards back to town with the?
Well, remember the guards had their own canoe that looked
Oh.
exactly like Fireforge's canoe, without any of his maker marks.
Okay.
You're not sure what
Yeah.
that's about. You're not sure what that's about. So.
Yeah, well, Skull's
I
priority
think
is
we
to
can-
give it to the lizard folk. He doesn't really care about this. What happens with all that equipment? It'd be nice to get it back to our ship, but sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, maybe we give them. I don't know what the commission that one would give these days, but maybe we give them a little bit of commission for taking it back in the swamp.
Okay.
10%? I don't know. 5%? 7.2?
Yeah, I think that works. Let's do, I don't know, 10% is fine. And then just take all the money that they get, I don't know, give a certain percentage of it to Gallon, I don't know, and then they just dump the rest in the bank account.
Okay, so we'll put a pin in the treasure, and you guys just tell me what treasure you are attempting to send back to town. We'll ask our and Jesus with our magic 8 ball, or I guess it's, well, yeah, magic 8 ball is a d20 inside of it. How things go, and then you'll know when you get back to town if there's money or not. But we'll assume that whatever money that you would have had, we'll just shave 10% off, because they would definitely be amenable to that amount.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, it's everything but the barrels, because that's just ridiculous. Asking them to take back barrels of like provisions.
Yeah, no, they get to leave the barrels.
Okay, so yeah, then let's head to the lizard folk.
Oh, the dragon wants to go back to lizard folk, right? It's not like,
Yes, I think.
Nikolai, no, Dragon, do you want to go to party or back to lizard folk?
Doesn't. I don't think it understands common.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. Crap.
It's only been speaking in Draconic. But it's asleep right
Right,
now,
it-
so
you'll wake it up.
no.
What do you know?
I already know. It already told us like yesterday that it wanted to go back.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll go back. I guess, and yeah, I guess on the way to the lizard folk area. Or do you want to call them up and tell them we got the thing?
Oh, I guess I could. because it recharges on a dawn. So we just it's dawn now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll think of
All right.
I'll think of a message real quick. Everyone else decides what they want to do.
I'll move you back to your dashboard then. And as you guys proceed to set out with these beautiful conditions in your lovely canoes, can I get Party Ranger to roll a survival check for me? If there is another person with training who would like to assist her, she could do so with advantage.
I can assist. I can
Okay.
help you out, Terry.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, super easy day. No problem. Most of the critters in the swamp are enjoying the bounty that was brought by the heavy rains. So it's sort of, it's sort of like a passive feeding frenzy on each other rather than interlopers into their swamp, which is kind of nice. It does make it very easy for you to avoid any and all dangers that might present themselves. That being said, if you would like dangers, I could roll a random encounter and see what you could have avoided, and then you would have the choice of sneaking up on it or just avoiding it. But if you are concerned about time, you may just want to enjoy your awesome survival check and keep going. So I leave that in your hands.
Is the party today or tomorrow?
Let's see.
I think it's tomorrow, or like
According to the calendar clock, let's see. It was 5 a.m. and the 9th day of Tarsak, which brings us to. Yeah, so the party is tomorrow night, the 10th of Tarsak.
Alright, let's get there quickly.
Yeah,
Any clothes?
Nikolai, I agree.
Okay.
Thing.
All right. So, using Illyria's training and Thogram's canoes, you make pretty quick time. Skull, do you send a message to let them know you're coming, or
Yeah.
is this just going to be a surprise?
No, I'm thinking of the 25 words right now.
Okay, sure.
There you go. Sorry, I put it in Discord.
All right. Let's see. Okay. The reply comes quickly. Okay, that is her reply to you.
Okay.
Did Skull say it in Draconic?
I think sending is like a mental thing. Pretty sure. It's more fun to say it. It's definitely more fun to say it out loud, but I don't believe that's a requirement of the spell. Well, it is a verbal component, so you send a short message. The creature hears your message in their mind. The spell enables who. I would say that traditionally it is spoken aloud, but I would say it's not so much a requirement. You would speak some words to activate the magical properties of the sending stones.
Well,
but
it's fine.
Yeah.
I will keep it a secret. I probably would send it in Draconic, but I'll tell them what I said.
Okay.
I just said.
Okay, sure. So
for
go ahead
instance,
and give them the transcription.
Yeah, so Princess, we have, this is my message to her. Princess, we have retrieved your treasure, and Vilstar is no more. We are on our way now. And then she says, you are my hero. Be careful, watch the skies, watch the waterways. So there might be something on the way there. We want to be on the lookout for it.
So, go ahead with that information. Go ahead and give me a knowledge nature or perception check.
Me?
Skull or?
Anybody. Once Skull kind of shares that information with you guys, you kind of have a little bit more to go off of.
Oh.
All right.
No help is needed.
So, Nikolai Constantine III's name. While the creatures of the swamp are very interested in foraging for food and eating each other, circle of life, etc., after these heavy rains, it occurs to you as you begin to watch the skies and the waterways that many of them are watching you guys. Like, watching you in a less than animal way. Illyria, as a Beastmaster Ranger with a 15, yeah, the animals seem overly interested in you in sort of a lingering way. Not in a, oh, apex predators, intelligent humanoids. It's more like watching you as you pass, making note of your passage.
That's weird.
It is weird. Nikolai, feel nervous. Let's go quickly.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
Are they presenting like how the monstrosities characteristics are? Or
I wouldn't say that. I don't know if there's like a Faerunian equivalent to like a security camera, but that's kind of like their motions are almost that stiff as they sort of watch you.
Are they watching all of us, or are they watching any of us in particular, or is that not clear?
Go ahead and give me an insight check, either Illyria or Nikolai, but you can have advantage because I would assume the two of you kind of put your coconuts together for this one, like, based on your perception and her knowledge nature.
Illyria, why don't you do it with advantage?
oh shoot,
Okay.
you do it. Insight.
Insight with advantage, yep. Okay. They seem exceptionally interested in the baby. The baby, it does look pretty delicious. So, I mean, that's fair.
Oh boy. It does have a tracker on it, like Baby Yoda.
It does. Yep, we're gonna be pursued across different planets for this baby. Oh.
Right. So, as you guys continue your way, you do come to a point in the swamp where it is exceptionally still. I'm going to go ahead and move you on over to this map real quick. So.
No need to be concerned, right?
No, of course not. So, let's see. Okay. So, yeah, as you guys are making your way through this area that is exceptionally still, does anybody have anything they want to add to the moments, or do you just sort of let things transpire?
I think Ket Yaru would kind of be like flying up ahead a little bit, probably.
Right.
Maybe like 60 feet ahead.
Yeah. And you guys do reach a point where you can no longer really go through the water. You do kind of have to bring the canoes up onto land. This does happen occasionally, and you have to sort of carry them until you get to the next waterway, essentially. Illyria, you feel confident that there's nothing going on of any immediate danger, but you still can't shake that feeling of being watched and monitored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of them are like moving in on closer on us, right?
No. I mean, they don't seem necessarily aggressive or interested in you guys. Can everybody see the map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What are they
Let me
again?
clear this for no reason. Hold on.
My turn.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Are we going to the northwest, by the way?
yeah, you are basically heading north and west on this map.
All right. Kitty Cat's definitely gonna fly ahead.
Okay, sure.
Wait, I think I lost control of my token. Oh, I can see it. It's all black. I think
All
that's
right, hold on, hold
another instance. So
Let's see. We'll pull out. Try that guy.
yeah, okay, I can see it now.
All right.
Before Pharaohs left the group, I would nudge him and say, "Do your matcha guys see anything?"
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Skull, the baby, stirs in your arms. It opens both sets of eyelids and looks around blearily. It reaches up and it sort of puts its hand on your muzzle and then closes both sets of eyelids and falls asleep, its tiny claw clutching your nostril.
Ugh, it's so cute.
Disgustingly cute. Disgusting. All right. So, do I see any magical pings in the cone of what I could see?
Ooh, yeah, Pharaohs, yes. The animals that are watching you, they do seem to be ensorcelled. That's a fun word.
Oh, so like someone's like looking through them, or?
I mean, they definitely are giving off auras of enchantment, charm, and divination magic.
Hey, guys. I don't think these animals. I think someone's got them. Like at least charmed, at least, or they're in thrall of somebody.
Pharaohs, how many animals are we talking about? 2? 8?
How many? I don't know. The
Find it. Skull's just kind of scanning the horizon slowly.
It's a beautiful, clear day. Yeah, you're definitely sure that if something was, unless it was, say, magically invisible, you would definitely be able to see it.
Kitty Cat likes invisible things.
Yeah.
Can I see business stuff? So how many pings am I seeing? Or
As crazy as this is to say, it does seem to be most of the ambient wildlife in the area.
it's they're everywhere.
Jeez.
Okay, they're everywhere.
Is invisible or what? Sorry.
Oh no, is pinging enchantment, charm, and
Oh.
divination magic.
So I think all the animals are watching us, like a CCTV, whatever that is.
I'm sure they've got them on Lantum or whatever. So I mean, Fireforge knows about it. I'm sure. So
Kitty Cat will fly forward a little bit further.
all right. Yeah, I mean, as you kind of fly around the area, it just seems you definitely have Katyaru. You have as the people of Saltmarsh would say, you have like a very hinky feeling about what's going on here, and you do smell poison coming from some of the creatures in the swamp.
Oh, yuck.
But you do not detect anything invisible.
Well, I guess you got to keep going. I guess.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'll just stand in the front with Dogroom.
Yeah.
Move.
I'll move up as well.
Not being stealthy at all.
Okay, fair enough. So just living your life.
Yeah.
All right.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
It's like a bonfire. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, actually the cat stands on top of the bonfire.
Pipe.
Pipe.
This map is actually a top-down screen grab from The Witcher 3.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right. Nothing bad's gonna happen. We're gonna totally make it across this map with no problems, everyone.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Crash, I can't seem to select my mini. I don't know if I'm doing something
Okay, let me check.
foolish.
Do you have the select tool set to pan or measure or some other similar tool?
It's the select.
You want it to be the arrow.
There we go.
No
it
worries.
was the little paw. It's not
I
what
totally
needed.
rebuilt somebody's miniature. I think it was Thursday night because they were convinced that it was broken, but they just didn't have the right tool. All right, yeah. As you kind of make your way by, you do see this sort of Blair Witch situation with like a bunch of like fallen trees and stuff, sort of just piled up into a nice little lean-to situation. As you kind of you're inside Thogrim, go ahead and give me a survival check. I think for you, it might just be a wisdom check. I don't know if you're trained in survival or not.
I'm not. It's
Okay. You're not sure what this is all about exactly. I mean, but you could ask others for second opinion if you want, or just
Yeah, I'm
kind of
gonna
keep going.
all over Illyria and everyone else if they've
I'm
seen
back.
anything like this.
I'll move forward. Can I ask Luck of the Draw what his feelings are right now?
You want to ask me what my feelings are right now?
You getting
Yeah,
that
it's-
pinky dye feeling?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking that this Pharaoh's kid better be worth the effort, because if I die out here to a dragon attack or a bunch of angry lizard folk before I get to get what's coming to me, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
That's good. Sort of felt the
Wait.
same way.
But I'm really glad we're getting rid of the baby.
And I'll, start moving.
Okay.
I'll probably be over here, maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
Can I?
Anybody else
I
take a
don't
look
know.
at this?
Sure.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah, Illyria, without even needing to make a check. This is a sign that another group of intelligent humanoids decided they needed a camp here, and they built themselves a small shelter. But if you'd like to make a survival check, you could probably find out more about this.
Oh, what?
Okay. It's not recently used, but it's got to be within the last 10 days, or it would have probably been reclaimed by the swamp by now. You doubt it was made by bullywugs or lizard folk, because they wouldn't feel the need for something like this. They would be comfortable just in the swamp. And if it was raining, they'd probably be okay with that too, because moisturized. So it was more than likely outsiders, not native to the swamp. They were traveling through and sort of had it set up here.
I can't see any tracks or anything. Like, since it was that long.
Yeah, the heavy rain last night would have washed away just about any real useful sign.
Okay.
All right. I mean, if you guys are done with the map, we'll just keep going.
Thinking hats, everybody.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing something.
And sometimes the map's just a map, guys.
No, but we're paranoid.
Aww.
What's this
With
thing?
all these animals staring at us.
Okay,
know,
fair.
This
This over here, this is just a collection of just deadfall that, from the storm, that kind of washed together in a group.
Do the animals? All right. Nikolai's gonna approach one of the animals staring at us
Oh, okay.
with Katyaru.
This particular animal is a very fat bullfrog, not of a size that would be dangerous. Large frogs are one of the most common causes of death of low-level adventurers. this one is just, basketball size, so nothing scary. Maybe for your cat, but not for you. Normally, when you got this close, a creature like that would have jumped away instinctively. This one continues to sit and stare at you.
Nikolai croaks at it.
Okay. It just continues to stare.
Okay, so someone's staring through it. So what if you just dispelled magic on it, see if anything happens?
I certainly could do that. Sure. Yeah, why not? It's been suggested both from Liz and you now, so I'll go and do that.
All right. What level are you casting this, the dispel
third
spell
level
at? Okay. Go ahead and give me a caster check.
What's a caster check?
This would be for dispelling. Sorry, it is your whatever your spellcasting ability is. You would just roll that stat. It would not be an Arcana check. It would not be a spellcasting ability check.
Intelligence.
Yeah, so it would just be whatever your stat is for the spell. So you just roll a raw intelligence, like when you were trying to take out that lock. Fantastic. The frog immediately kind of panics and tries to jump away into the water. Do you reaction try to stop it, or do you let it go?
I think I'll let it go.
Okay, it just and swims away.
Huh.
Do any of the other animals seem to be doing anything else, or?
I mean, it was one animal was dispelled. The other animals continue their work, as it were.
Okay. Well, I guess we move on. I guess there's nothing we can do about these
Crash.
spooky animals.
I have a silly question, right?
Sure.
If
You
I've
sound
seen-
very far away, but I'm going to turn you up a little bit. All right.
If I've seen a dragon tooth, right, like on the little guy,
Yeah.
and I cast locate object,
Mm-hmm.
would that be the same as? Would it work? I don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Like, I'm trying to see if it wouldn't take advantage of like locate creature. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, try to turn it into a locate creature spell?
Yeah. Like this.
I think the way that they handle that kind of stuff in 5th edition, it would have to be like a discarded tooth, like a tooth that came out in like prey or something like that.
Okay.
Like you'd probably have more luck with scales that get shed more frequently.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
But yeah, I mean, good thinking on that one for sure.
Yeah, and I'll certainly relay what I learned. Seems like they're definitely not. Someone's watching us, obviously.
All right.
Well,
So,
friends, should we keep walking?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else we could do here.
Is it just this area where this stuff is watching us, or?
no, this area in particular was where you had to get out of your boats. So I thought it would be an okay place to sort of reestablish that you are in a swamp.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
mean, can we talk to? Can anybody actually talk to animals? Like, I don't know if Illyria can or not, or if anyone else can.
Or is it possible to like ping back like the magic user that enchanted these animals? Like if it's a remote spell, is it like an internet connection where you like tell where it's coming from?
trying to hack the network?
Honestly, that's not a bad way of describing it. Let's see.
Well, why don't we dispel one of the animals, catch it, and then we can ask if it knows what happened. Like, oh yeah, some big, fuck off monster walked in here and just charmed all of us. Go.
I would say at your current level, I don't know if you would have access to the kind of spells that would be needed to backtrace this type of magic.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was targeting you, like, I guess it's kind of weird. If you were being scryed upon, like by a scrying spell, then you would have an opportunity to detect that you were being scryed upon. But since you're being watched by these creatures, it's a little bit of like an intermediary in between sort of situation.
Okay.
But you do get that general sense that something is using the creatures to check you out. If you'd like, anyone with training in Arcana, based on these clues, you could do an Arcana check to see if you could sort of piece it together a little bit more based on lore and studies and things that you've heard. There is a bard in the party, so they could give you advantage as well because they're proficient in every skill. A 23. Nikolai, things that use animals to spy on people. Druids, hags, certain types of ancient dragons can cause all of the animals in their region to essentially be their eyes and ears.
Wait. Okay, wait. It's mother.
Jeez.
Yeah, Nikolai
It's
think
mom.
dragon
Wake
mom.
it up. Wake it up. Skull, wake this thing up.
Yeah, let's...
Don't wake a baby.
Never wake a baby.
You want me
Skull.
to wake the baby up so it cries out, and then the
Wait.
mom already
I don't
knows
think it's
we're here.
No,
If that's the
we
case,
need
then
to
it
wake
already
the
knows we're here.
We need to wake baby. Mom.
No, we need to get the fuck out of
Mom
here. Is what we
knows.
need to do.
Yeah.
How about
Maybe mom wants baby.
we just set it down and we just go
Oh,
about our business?
if that's the case, yes, I agree.
Nikolai thinks mom wants baby.
Wait, well, it was very dodgy about the way he talked about his mom before.
It was.
Yeah,
the
like,
only
doesn't want-
downside.
He doesn't want to go back to his mom. Well, we need to know what's...
Or maybe he doesn't know it's mom.
A knowledge history check would likely give you information about any dragons in the region of note, which I think you've done a check like that before.
Damn.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Look at
wow. Okay. Hold on. Let me open my notes document. There's some significant nugs in there that I need to let you know about. All right. All right. As you, I think, as a group, have previously heard, maybe. I'm pretty sure it came up in a conversation at one point. There is one dragon in the lizard swamps that is sort of like the resident, like, bad bitch. Like, it's her swamp. It's you get to live here kind of thing. She goes by the name of Sinister the Poisoned Kiss. One of the things that is interesting about her is that she has never raised any young in the time that she has been alive, because she believes that the only thing that could ever defeat her would be her own spawn.
Oh shit! All right,
But she also believes that eating her own young increases her power and extends her life. Not that dragons would need that sort of thing, but I guess her youth and vigor. It's a very like rhino horn situation. Yeah. So she is often lures potential mates to the region, mates with them, usually kills them, sometimes doesn't. But yeah, the local historians and stuff like that, she's an odd duck because she pretty much minds her own business. Like, she doesn't go in for like raids and things like that. It is rumored that she is worshipped as sort of a living god situation by the lizard folk of the swamps, though that doesn't seem to jive with the Soriel lizard folk that you have interacted with. And essentially, she's very happy to mind her own business and do her own thing, allegedly. You know, at the same time, I mean, being an ancient dragon's cool and all, but when you've got like Archmage Keladek, you know, hanging out down south, and then you've got all of Daggerford to the east, and then you've got Waterdeep to the north, you know, you kind of mind your P's and Q's to a certain extent. You know, maybe a long time ago she was able to sort of flex her power, but nowadays, you know, she definitely wants to be her own, mind her own business. But that is what kind of comes to mind, Illyria, as you see sort of all these little chibi Illyrias sort of like putting puzzle pieces together, like in the brain factory. And that final puzzle piece goes in, and you look at the baby, and it's all kind of like an oh shit moment.
We've got to get out of here. Now.
Nico, I agree. Let's go faster. Let's run.
Okay.
Wait, so we're still giving it back to the lizardfolk, or?
That's what I'm going to do.
Right. Baby goes to lizardfolk.
Okay.
We don't have to pick up speed. If it wanted to chase after us, it would. We can outrun it if we wanted to.
That's a good point. We'll like look totally not.
I mean, they did nerf flight speed on dragons for 5th edition, so you could probably outrun it if we're being honest.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that. You know, I didn't think in a swamp. I'm just like, this is their domain.
Well, that's true, but you do have a ranger and canoes, so you might actually have a chance of outrunning it. It would be a very Jurassic Park-esque scene, with the dragon's 80 flight speed, like a B-52 bomber coming in behind you as you guys are like rowing the canoes as fast as you can. Illyria ranger style, pointing out all the obstacles so you don't smash into them. Sounds like a good endless runner for like your iPhone or something. Anyways, you guys continue on your way, and you make good time, thanks to Party Ranger, and eventually arrive at DUnwater, and the home of your lizardfolk allies, who you have helped many times in the past. All right, so let me bring you over to that. And let's see, this could be a weird time travel thing where some of your miniatures are still on the map, and don't panic and all that jazz. But maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Can anybody see anything on this map?
No.
Not yet.
Nope.
All right, then there's a good chance that you're not going to see past versions of yourself and implode, which is always nice. All right, let me grab your whole huge passe and take you over to the next map. All right, we'll go ahead and save you the trouble. I'm assuming you use the swamp entrance and not the seaside entrance. Because why swim in nasty, salty bog water if you could just wade through it? There are many alligators and crocodiles. I guess in Fantasyland, they're just the same creature, just sort of like a I survive in all types of water bitch gator situation. The guards there recognize you as, heroes of their people, and they lead you to the throne room, wherein you may speak with the princess. So let me throw you. Oh, you guys are all giant sized. Oh my gosh, that's because this is a big map and I didn't want to break people's Chrome browsers. All right, and we'll put Mr. Mole up on the wall here. There we go. All right, I've never been burned so hard in my life. It's like I still bear the wounds from that burn. All right, let's see. Okay, so the lizard folk are in awe. You were able to defeat Thousand Teeth. You were able to defeat the devils from the sea, and essentially prevent them from finding the weapon that they sought, and basically kick their butts back into the ocean. And now, even though they didn't ask for your help, because she didn't publicize that she asked for help, because you know how that goes. You guys arrived as if the ancient dual creator itself has willed you to, with their greatest treasure in hand. These people, if they had rock stars, you would be like rock star level. They're very, very impressed with what you've managed to do here. So I guess using that, segue this thing into some diplomacy? Question mark.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I could do it, or does someone else want to, or?
Anybody?
Yeah. Giddy up.
Yeah, I'll step up and
okay.
Address her in Draconic. I will gently wake up the child.
Okay. Yeah, it wakes up and it seems very pleased by what it sees. And all of the lizard folk are just sort of like fawning over it when it wakes up. Like to them, this is the cutest, most amazing thing ever. And you could see it sort of swell up like a balloon. It's just full of like mad pride about how amazing it is. Like it's back amongst its people.
Can I just want to see whether I think that the people in the room like know this baby and the baby knows those people. Like, am I getting?
Oh yeah, that sounds
the
like
relaxing.
Yeah, definitely. I would say. I was gonna say I would say passively with your 17 passive insight. You definitely feel that there's nothing magical compulsion going on here. These people legitimately think that this creature is absolutely amazing. And this creature, for the first time since you found it, has dropped sort of the vicious bravado that it was using as like a defense mechanism and finally seems to like untense. Like you realize now that it did not feel safe until this moment. I mean, it was a kidnapping victim, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sort of, I mean, they don't have a lot of, emotions that they put out there, but they do definitely seem to be impressed, relieved, and dare I say, happy. Athokent rises from her throne. Her sweet boys slither off to the side, looking very sad, as puppers do when you get up and they had a nice lap to sit in. And she actually crosses the room to you, Skull. She takes her snoot and she boops it against your snoot. And then she looks past you to the sweetest baby. And she lets out a low, hissing exultation of relief.
Oh. So,
I think Skull blushes.
Okay.
Oh, how cute.
Finally broken.
So, Athokent addresses all of you and says,
You have done a great service to my people. This child, this hatchling, is said to someday free us from the shadow of darkness that is cast upon this swamp. It is not a day or an age that I will ever live to see, but it is one that my people may yet live to see.
So I guess you use this child. You keep the child to one day fight against its mother. Or no, not fight against. That's a rather rude term to say. But like I was basically use like the history knowledge that we learned earlier and kind of like ravel it off.
The whole time.
She sort of looks at you, appraisingly, and as if she's sort of looking for a way to explain it to you. Yeah, and that is when Joku kind of makes her way into the room, and she says,
It's very complicated, you see. There's, all we know is that this creature, saved from its mother's hunger, will usher in a better age for the people of the lizard swamps. Whether or not the hatchling will grow to face its own mother is, if I'm being practical, it is unlikely.
And is Mother Black Dragon in Swamp? Or is
Oh,
there...
yes.
Yes, okay. Just want to confirm that.
Yeah, I think your mom's stalking us, Evan Fang.
And
Many lizardfolk spies died to bring us the egg that this hatchling came from.
who is Father? If you know.
That seems unimportant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell her, what seems unimportant in one context can take on life or death import in others.
She kind of cocks her head in like, kind of in a rolling motion that goes from like snout all the way to like neck and shoulders, and says,
Music maker, if you feel that this is important, we will work to find the answers.
Okay, thank you.
all right, and you see all of the little children kind of run up and are playing with the hatchling.
Oh yeah, Kitty Cat will get in on that too.
Okay.
For sure.
As the kitty cat gets up there, this royal guard says in Draconic,
Do not eat that cat.
and the children all look very sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he's like,
Play with cat, but do not eat.
and they sort of half-heartedly like poke the cat, like, because it's all like gross and furry.
And wet.
Yeah,
So
it's not like nice and dry and scaly like it's supposed to be. All right.
Is Evan Fang saying or doing anything, or just like
He is laughing and playing with the other hatchlings. Eventually, he explains to them, because they're all speaking Draconic. They're all a bunch of little kids. He points out you and Skull, and he says,
You see those? Those are my servants. They're what you call a kobold.
kobold? Have you seen a kobold, Evan Fang?
So, they are very stupid, but cunning. As long as you show dominance, they will do whatever you ask. I have bested, this one.
it points at Pharos.
Many times in battle.
And the other children are just like, oh.
I'm gonna pat Pharos on the back and be like, he's not wrong, you know.
No.
And the children are just like,
But these are the champions who have defeated Thousand Teeth.
and the Eben Fang just lets out a long, helium-filled chuckle, and it's just like,
Well, I guess, a Thousand Teeth was lucky I was busy that day.
Okay. Oh my. Evan Fang, you. Oh my.
Just let it go, mate. Just let it
No,
go.
he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
and when he says that, even though it's kind of sacrilegious, some of the royal guards kind of like hold a fist over their snoots to stifle a laugh.
Wait, Evan Fang, have you never seen a kobold before?
Do you wish to trick me with your cunning ways? I'm looking at one right now.
No, we are dragonborn.
Look, I allow you to believe whatever you need, to wake up in the morning and face each day, because that's what a leader does. But don't come to me with your fanciful live-action roleplay fantasies. What you pretend to be behind closed doors is your business. But don't embarrass me by pretending to not be what you are.
Wait, Tariq, show him a drawing of Gira and Jira.
Of what now?
Of what?
Oh, Larry, you have your sketchbook, right? I'm sorry. Of different things you sketched, do you have a sketch of a kobold and a sketch of a dragonborn?
Well, I mean, I have sketches of you guys fighting.
Oh yeah, show the little kids the battle that happened that you drew.
I don't have sketches of a kobold. No, I don't.
Moving
Sorry.
pictures.
I guess I can draw one right now.
Whenever
A Thokent whispers to Skull and says,
Perhaps when our egg has hatched, it will be as mighty as Vutha Jesk.
Perhaps. And then he'll want to tell her basically, if she doesn't want it to known publicly, tell her privately basically what happened, the fight, and the involvement of the cat person here, Luck of the Draw, and the guards from Saltmarsh who helped us.
do you mention anything about surveillance animals?
Yeah, I was going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll whisper that to her next. I'll say.
Okay.
On the way back.
So far, so good. She's just like,
This is the one who is first with the water that sent these allies for you and us.
Does she mean? I'm lost. Does she mean Yellen or Insight?
yeah.
Okay.
You take it to mean that when she's saying first,
Prime water?
with the water, she's saying prime water.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Duh.
No, that's cool. I mean,
Okay.
they're it's a different culture. They're trying their best.
Yeah. Yes, and that the alliance we had broached earlier would help both sides, but prevent.
Okay, yeah.
this from
She
happening
seems
further.
impressed. I mean, I'll be honest. Luck of the Draw, he looking around. He doing some surveillance work for sure. Like he's taking in every detail. All right, and then she says,
This all sounds very good. It is a shame that he who walked both worlds was unable to find a better path.
I guess she doesn't want to really talk about it at all. I did want to ask about how it happened and the betrayal she mentioned and how that was resolved, but whisper.
yeah, she basically, I mean, she spills it out for you.
Okay.
My throat a little sore, so lizard folk voices kind of hurt me. But basically, they sent their own peeps to infiltrate the Rathroxus tribe, who works directly for the Poisoned Kiss. They are the lizard folk that the non-lizard folk reference when it's like bloodthirsty savages, man-eaters, the worst ever, like that kind of thing. Like worship dragons, that's who they're referring to. So she sent basically a crack team of lizard folk adventurers. It would make an amazing one-shot adventure, I'm sure. You're all lizard folk and you have to break into another lizard folk's dragon worshipping facility and steal a dragon egg before it's eaten by an ancient dragon, and you're in no way have the stats to survive a fight with half the shit you run into. And that's how they got the egg. So she kind of explains that whole process to you. Unfortunately, what happened is that during the intrusion of the Sahaugen, they had to reach out side of the tribe for assistance. So they had all these basically mercenaries, things like that. And that is essentially some of those mercenaries stayed on, which they thought was kind of weird, but they also thought, we'll give it a shot kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that when the mercenaries weren't being supervised, they were snooping. And they did find the dragon, baby dragon, obviously a hot commodity, and they took the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't little Katha, was it?
She's no. They are very sweet.
Badasses, I remember. Okay. All right. Well, I guess
and essentially they caught some of the people who had betrayed them, who then, as they were being tortured and eaten alive, confessed that there had essentially been a handoff with some of the members of the cult and their Rathroxus allies. So, which is where you came in, which is where you guys kind of pick things up. Essentially, if you had taken any longer calendar-wise, like the dragon would have already swung by and taken care of things.
I see.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which could explain why now the dragon is kind of setting all of its things up on high alert, because it's wondering where the hell it went, because it was supposed to pick it up at those ruins.
Oh.
I don't want to say that you missed each other by mere hours, but maybe.
Well, are we worried the dragon's gonna attack the lizardfolk there? I mean, maybe not.
I mean, you big brain guy. So, and you understand magic, so like it's not a crazy assessment to make.
Do you want to tell that?
Yeah, I definitely. Then yeah, I do mention that they fight on.
Yeah, I feel
I'll
like
whisper
we
that
should...
to her.
All right. Yeah, her
And
jovial mood vanishes, and in her glassy, kind of coppery eyes, you see the light kind of fade a little bit, in sort of the oh shit, again, bottom falling out of your stomach feeling.
Nikolai, I wonder whether we should stay the evening and help protect.
Or just keep the dude with us.
Or baby, go to party and bring Black Dragon. Which would be awesome. Like a baby Black Dragon and an adult Black Dragon at a party. I mean, come on.
We could take the baby with us and disguise it to look like...
So she kind of grumbles, and you see Joku and Soriv approach, and they make like an adorable like gator person huddle. And there's just like low croaking and hissing sounds coming from the gator huddle. I mean, it is draconic, but it's like super like lizardfolk dialect, so it's like trying to ask for directions in like South Carolina. Like they're speaking English, I guess, but you're not 100% sure what's going on. I don't know. It'd be like in Italy trying to ask someone from Naples something, but they only speak Neapolitan, which is still technically Italian, but not really. Yeah, so they're really kind of digging deep into their very base language. Occasionally, they look over at Skull and the rest of you. Finally, they come to a decision. Sariv pulls something out of his little leather satchel. It is a beautiful, ornate necklace made of many different bones and tiny skulls. And he says,
This one has created a necklace or collar that if we had retrieved the hatchling, we meant to place upon it to keep it hidden from the scrying eyes of others. But what it sounds like is the hatchling was not concealed during the journey here. So,
they kind of look at each other, and Joku raises a finger and says,
it is like your people would say, we are fucked.
And then, so then Sorav says,
perhaps, no, we would overstep to ask such a thing of you.
Ferris's worst nightmares are gonna happen.
Yep.
And the princess looks to her two advisors, and she says,
outside of our tribe, this one has proven,
she points to Skull,
to be the greatest among the warm-blooded. He and his allies could take the hatchling and keep it safe. We could placate the poison kiss when she comes with great treasures. And when questioned, we will simply tell her a partial falsehood.
And the other two gasp audibly.
That the child was taken, and we do not know where. Because in truth, we do not know where they go next.
And the others look at her like, damn, girl, you super smart. Like, what? Lying? Incredible. Lies by omission? Is that even allowed? Like, their minds are just being blown over there. Like, you could sense synapses forming in the princess's dinosaur brain that were never there 10,000 years ago. And she turns to you, Skull, and she says,
could you do this? Could you take the hatchling of destiny with you? Keep it safe? At least until we figure out what else could be done.
And like, luck of the draw, he sees Pharos looking like he's just gonna vomit, and he leans in and he's like,
hey, what are they saying? I don't speak Draconic. But whatever they're saying, it looks like they're just punching you in the balls over and over and over again.
Ferris cranes around like his head like an owl. It's like, keep the child.
What? Like that thing right there?
Why? That thing. They want us to keep it.
all right. All lizard folk assembled look to Skull and the rest of you with hope shining in their glassy lizard eyes.
But none of us can understand it, right? Except for...
On the floor, this royal guard is trying to delicately extract Flying Cat from the mouth of Vuthajesk, hoping that the wizard has not noticed what has happened. You have noticed because you are psychically linked, and your cat is telling you that it is very upset with you for putting it in the situation.
Cat will go to pocket dimension and
okay.
So it will appear over here. It doesn't want to get snacked on.
All right. You guys need a few minutes to deliberate OOC? Or
Niet.
Sure. Alright, well, I mean,
Nikolai, I think dragon go to party sound like a good idea.
no, that's not.
I mean,
Nikolai.
out of character, I think keeping the dragon's fun. However, I could keep it like disguised in a 5-foot square as long as it's not bigger than that.
With what?
Yeah, I can make it.
I gotta make an illusion. You have an illusion invisibility between me and Nikolai.
Well, here's what I was thinking, just based off what they told me in that necklace. I'm thinking we could do.
Oh yeah, you just keep the necklace on it also.
Well, no. First, we walk out of here
Yeah, take it
without the
out with-
necklace on,
Right.
so we
So
know
the dragon
so-
sees it leaving.
leaving, and then at some point, when we can figure out a better solution, we could bring it back. We could turn the necklace on it and then bring it back.
Well, maybe keep it. I mean, I'm fine with keeping it.
I mean, that's cool too.
The necklace or the baby?
The baby.
The
Both.
baby.
No, I mean, as a person,
I think
fine with
both.
keeping
But I don't know. It's tricky. I mean, it's going to be a pain in the ass of the party.
Well, so the queen already had a plan. It's like if we put the necklace on and we leave, then the dragon will come here, and then be like, we don't have the kid. We gave it to some adventurers, and then they took it, and then they don't know where it is. The dragon doesn't know where it is anymore.
And we can sneak it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, I like that.
After.
I don't know. After
some amount of time.
I don't know. After like an arbitrary amount of time, maybe like a week or whatever. I don't know. It's invisible, so.
Yeah, but I do like the idea of kind of like making it seem like the baby left, and then we put the necklace on it after we leave.
Well, no, because if it's wait,
Well, no.
because then
we
she
need-
doesn't have to. If she watches us leaving with the necklace, then all she has to do is scry us and not the dragon. It's not really that much of a difference.
That's true.
So yeah, you
I'm
just put
not
the necklace on it.
100% sure how scrying works, but
Well, because if she sees us putting the necklace on it, then she can't see the dragon
right.
anymore.
So,
Then it's
but it's
oh.
like, is the question if she scries on us and the necklace on it is like the dragon invisible to it, so it doesn't look like it's with us, even though she's scrying on us. Or
Well, you do have a wizard. This is a pretty standard item. A non-detection essentially item.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I guess if you were like watching like a GPS and then it like blipped out on you, like.
Well, I'm pretty sure scrying is only to the one person or thing.
It
you're
is.
scrying
It is
on.
only to the individual. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Now, with again your knowledge or your Arcana check that you rolled, some species of ancient dragon can make the normal beasts of the area their quote-unquote eyes and ears.
Oh, yeah,
So it's a
there you go.
little bit different than a scrying spell per se.
it.
So you would still probably need to play it on the DL. Not an item of non-detection essentially is a permanent non-detection spell. So it hides a target from divination magic. In this instance, you Pharos did say that it was enchantment charm and divination magic that was affecting the creatures. So even though it's not a known spell, right, it's dragon magic. If she is seeing through their eyes via divination magic, essentially they would just see you guys interacting with and holding nothing, because he would be
that's-
concealed by the non-detection.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
that sounds okay. I think.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Oh, so we're
My-
gonna.
I
Sorry,
guess
go ahead.
I want to do it. I want to do it anyway. You know.
Oh yeah. So my recommendation would be to put the necklace on it now, leave, and then go with the queen's plan of just like lying to the dragon when it swoops by, and then we're out of the dragon's radar.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time we're in Daggerford, and it's like, oh, like one whole dragon can attack Daggerford. So
I mean,
Really?
I mean, well, I mean, not really, not like successfully, not like it can't raise.
Well, I
Daggerford.
mean, really, it could just drop boulders from like 2,000 feet in the air and like Normandy all of Daggerford to the ground. But I mean, that would be really shitty. But just so you know, historically in Dungeons and Dragons, dragons do that sometimes. They're not afraid to cheat. They're not afraid to cheat.
Yeah, we don't want the dragon to think that we took it.
A dragon plays Dungeons and Dragons. They make a Aarakocra sharpshooter and never take any damage. Like that's how a lot of dragons play. Unless it's a red dragon, then he make a half-orc barbarian and he just run up front in every fight. Yeah. Red dragons are probably the easiest dragons to deal with, despite being the strongest chromatic dragons, because they're just so sloppy. On the average, there's a few. Like there's this guy, I think his name is Koth, I think his name is. He's like a 20th level sorcerer, 20th level wizard in addition to being an ancient red dragon. He lives, I think, like, I want to say 500 miles east of your current location. He's not sloppy, but most red dragons are sloppy.
So
there's always weirdos, in every species.
So we're gonna put the necklace on. We're gonna head out.
Yeah, and then we're gonna come back next time whenever we feel like convenient enough to drop off the dragon again. I think that sounds fine.
Okay.
I'll ask. Oh, okay. Well, I want to ask the princess if the poison kiss regularly checks up on them.
She and her advisors all kind of shake their heads like,
now we pay a tribute every moon, and that seems to be enough. The Rathraxes rarely go to war against us, which is part of why we were so nervous about the attacks from the Sahaugen, because they have been a bit more aggressive of late, and we were worried they would turn their attention upon us.
Alright. So we'll come back and
Yeah.
we'll take care of the dragon for now. Come back in a week and wait for this whole thing to blow over.
all right, this is like Adventures of Babysitting now. Got it. All right.
Now I gotta teach everything some ground rules.
Yeah. What are we gonna do at the party with this guy or lady?
All right.
We disguise it.
So with
As
great
a-
ceremony, the princess arranges the whole room, and it looks like the end of like a Star Wars movie where everyone's about to get a fucking medal. And her two advisors stand to the sides. She ignores the grid-based world, stands in the middle of two squares, and she clears her throat sac with a loud croaking sound, and then she says,
Vutha Jesk, please step forward before me.
And Vutha Jess kind of stops and looks, and kind of crawls to its hindquarters. It sort of has like a velociraptor feel to it. Like it definitely favors walking on its hind legs, probably because it's been raised by the lizard folk. But it stoops. Like its instinct is telling it to use all fours, but its behavior is telling it to move about on two legs. And it sort of like lopes towards her with occasional like jumping, hopping flight with its tiny wings. And it stands before her. This is the most respect you've seen the creature give any other creature, period. And she says,
Vutha Jesk, you are great and powerful. Long have you protected the Soriel of DUnwater, but now I, Princess Othokent, charge you with an even greater mission. You must leave this place and protect these allies of ours from danger. They are very weak, and they will need you more than we need you. This is your first test of many to prove that you are the hatchling of destiny.
and he looks at you, Skull, and he's got like some respect in his eyes, like, and he looks over at Tari, and he gives her a look like, yo, girl, I got this. He looks kind of at the rest of the party like, I'll do my best. And then his eyes finally rest on Pharos, and he just shakes his head like this fucking guy right here.
Oh my god.
He turns back and he says,
I will do my best, but I'll do my best, but I can't make any guarantees. That one over there, he's real uppity, and he makes a lot of bad life choices.
Kill him. I gotta kill him.
So I think there's like a dozen of them, so I'm at least going to guarantee 8. I can bring you back 8.
and she nods sagely, and the other two nod sagely, and then Soriv walks up and says,
Great one. This is to keep you safe from those who would spy upon you.
and he puts the collar on him. And then Joku approaches and says,
Great one. This is your Snuggy Bear. May it protect you when you sleep.
and she gives him his Snuggy Bear.
Nice.
Yeah. The Snuggy Bear looks well chewed on and milted in many places. With no shame on his face, he clutches Snuggy Bear under the arm, and with his other tiny forelimb, he kind of feels at the necklace. He turns to face his charges that he must protect, and he seems pretty confident, except for Pharos, that things are going to be okay. All right. So Athokent says,
Given the situation, it is best that you leave now. We do not know how much time remains. I hope to see you again, Skull and champions of Saltmarsh.
Yeah. Take the kid.
Also, I just want to throw this out there. If the smiling cat-like creature dies, I will pay you 500 gold worth of shiny objects for his corpse. He looks exceptionally tasty, and it would fill out my bingo chart.
Where is he right now?
where's Sarv?
Yeah.
Sarv's right here. Smiling cat.
No,
is...
where's Sarv right now?
Sarv is all the way. Yeah, he's right next to the princess.
All right. Cat goes flying into his mouth.
Oh.
What?
He kind of like, right. Yeah, he kind of and kind of like starts pulling at the cat. And then the children look like scandalized, and one whispers to the other in Draconic,
"You're not supposed to eat the cat."
Yeah, as it's in his mouth, I'm gonna try and time it well. But he would go back into his pocket dimension.
Oh, okay.
And then he would chill.
No, that one.
And he points at Luck of the Draw, and Luck of the Draw is like,
yeah, no.
These people want to eat me?
They want to eat you.
That's about what I had heard. All right, let's roll out. I'm out of here. I was already out of here, but now I'm super out of here.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Unless
in fairness, you haven't not been creepy.
If you want to hide outside and ambush the dragon when she arrives, that is totally within your ability to do so. And I respect your player agency.
I mean, it's really tempting.
Yeah. You hit the big 0-7, so anything's possible now.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. In that case, you guys head on out. Bloop. Okay. So, the goal now is to cross the swamps and head towards Daggerfell.
Mm-hmm.
Or, sorry, Daggerford. Daggerfell is a video game. Pretty good one. All right. So, Party Ranger, go ahead and give me another survival check with advantage from your companions helping you. Yeah, okay. Yes, some time passes, but you do notice the coming of the ancient dragon. The waters around you turn black like ink. The animals become very agitated, and the plants begin to move at a speed fast enough for you to see, because obviously plants move all the time. You can't see them, blah blah blah. But yeah, so it's pretty unsettling. as you keep your eye to the sky and the waterways, you do not see on this immaculately clear afternoon any sign of a massive black dragon. But there is indication of her passing.
So, all right. Good. That seems good.
So you continue on your way to Daggerford. All right, I got a Daggerford map for you. Hold on. It's going to look a little bit like a travel brochure. Because I'm finding that it's actually a pretty cool way to do locations. So, all right. Oh, now you guys are all tiny. Okay, hold on.
Oh, should we see the numbers yet, or does it matter?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, surrounding area too. That's cool.
Yeah. So, you can see the lizard marsh right there. I'm assuming since you guys have canoes that you came out around Rock Island Tower and then sort of sailed against the currents all the way up to Daggerford. Does that sound about right? Or would you guys have preferred to not get that kind of rowing workout and you would have maybe landed at like Rock Island and walked along the river? Or would you have preferred to land on the north side of the river and then walked north to the road and then gone to Daggerford?
I think a good workout is fine. I don't know.
Okay.
What would you guys do? I'm flexible.
I think sailing up to it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine with us as well.
Okay.
Also, we should disguise the dragon as something else.
I can disguise it as maybe a mammoth or other things.
A mammoth?
Yeah.
That's a disguise to you?
A tiny pink
I
elephant.
think he's referring to
A tiny
polymorph.
pink elephant.
A mammoth would be super cute, though.
It would be cute.
Okay.
I don't know. My disguising
like
abilities are not great, so I will leave it up to others. I think. In that regard.
I don't know, a pony?
Oh, you know what? Galen had those guard drakes, right?
The pseudo dragons?
That's right. Yeah.
It was
All right.
sort of doing something like ridiculous, like making it look like a dog or something. Maybe we can hide its wings, or I don't know.
We can make it look like a flying cat. We could have two of them.
Oh wait, if we hide its wings, it'll just be a kobold.
Oh my god, no.
I don't. This is Dungeons and Dragons right here. How do we disguise our new pet
How
dragon?
will you disguise?
It has to be a kobold right now. Like, there's no way it cannot be a kobold. It's amazing.
Why don't you just make it look like one of you guys?
And you guys do know that in his retirement years, Dritz sunk all of his fame, wealth, and notoriety into his civil rights movement. So, like, kobolds, unless they break the law, they are allowed in most cities now, without getting killed on sight. He worked hard to get that kill on sight law passed, so that you could play as non-standard races and not have to constantly worry about being killed all the time.
All right, so I'll talk to Evan Fang. So Evan Fang, I got to level with you. These people in this town.
You could never level with me.
I'll pinch the brow of like the snout area. Like,
Yeah, keep it all inside.
Okay. So this is how I need to lay the rules of this town. They're not ready for. They don't know of your greatness of a dragon coming before them.
Okay.
All right,
I have heard of a town from my tutor, Joku. She says it's an anthill where the softskins plot the demise of all non-softskins.
Yes, this is true. They let us kobolds, Skull and I, through their towns to buy wares and sometimes walk among them We don't stay here very long.
Because as kobolds, you are a lesser life form and no threat to them. I got it. That's
Precisely.
cool. Okay.
But if they see that you are a dragon and not a kobold,
Yeah.
it'll be problematic.
Aren't there kobolds with wings too? So.
They're super rare. They're called Erd. Yeah, they are really rare, especially nowadays. They've almost sort of bred out that feature. They're super rare.
Okay.
They're like the Asimar or Asimar equivalent of like an in kobold culture, like a very rare thing.
So we're going to disguise you, Evan Fang, so you don't cause
We're going to disguise you as a dragonborn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
As a dragonborn?
Yeah.
What is that? That sounds like something you made up.
Yeah, tell them about the myth of the dragonborn skull.
I just don't feel like that's very believable.
Oh, you're right.
You're right. No, they're all kobolds.
Okay.
So,
all right.
If you're a dragonborn, wouldn't you just be a dragon? You're literally describing being born as a dragon.
So that's what they call us, the bigger kobolds.
Ah, the bigger kobolds are called dragonborn. Okay.
So we're gonna disguise you, because if you know that you're a dragon, it'll cause a lot of commotion in this town, and maybe like negative attention towards us. So
like they would think I was a rock star, like that one, the music maker.
And it points at Tari.
So I'm going to cast an illusion to hide your wings.
Oh. It would have to be a very large illusion to hide these bad boys. And he flexes.
Of course. Of course.
You're not sure how they keep him aloft, honestly. It's like a beautiful butterfly scene from Bug's Life. Like, you're not sure how it's holding him aloft at all. They're so tiny.
So the only rule is in this town, no flying.
You will be carrying me.
Skull will be carrying you.
Oh, okay.
Of course, will he, Skull?
Yeah, I'll pick him up.
All right.
Okay, he's down for it.
Okay. Now we're ready to go in.
I mean, he looks exactly the same. Like, so you're just gonna carry your naked child through the streets?
God, do we have any clothes? Can I make illusions up some clothes?
You would have to constantly adjust them, like,
every
new
6 seconds.
New frame.
Oh, okay. Does anyone have any clothes? I don't have.
I'll ask if anyone has a disguise kit. Does anyone?
I mean, I've got disguise kits. I don't know how well to work on a dragon. But
I can do my.
I also do have
just put
some costumes that I could repurpose.
Like a carrying case, like a sack. Just like
you could just dress him up like a kobold. He can run around. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
But like the things you carry babies in that you put them on your chest.
Yeah.
So
a papoosh
Bjorn,
or whatever.
A baby Bjorn.
Oh, baby Bjorn.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like make a sack out of them. To fashion one of those together.
I have an extra backpack as well. Would you like it, Pharaohs?
Yeah. Let's work with this. I like this.
There you go.
Thank you. All right, so.
Well, I could put it on my back, I think, and then it could just be above everyone else. I'm pretty sure you'd like that, because I'm like over 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's got the baby in this little baby Bjorn backpack.
Okay.
And as we walk into Daggerford,
it's like
I mean, you have a forge cleric, so if you describe,
he can make anything.
Yeah, like what you want. I mean, there's no checks required. This dwarf will just do it. I mean, assuming he wants to do it. I don't want to speak for you, Thought.
I mean, I'll make whatever if it's as long as he's willing to wear it.
Okay.
All right. So, are you good to go?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
flying cat
he's clothed.
walk
So,
along.
if anyone asks,
to
use a
not make
kobold.
the dragon feel like he shouldn't be flying. Don't want to make the dragon feel bad about not flying.
Sure. Okay. Who's getting the absolute like diesel workout of rowing these 2 canoes upriver for a lot of miles?
Nikolai would do it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the scale on this map, it's pretty intense. Let me see.
Oh,
Is
it's
it
like
not
cut
even
off.
showing up? Oh yeah, hold on, let me fix that real quick. Mhm.
Hey Togrum, can you make me like a little harness to pull the boat with, in my seal form?
Oh, it's actually not too bad. You're only going.
Yeah.
Spencer can do it if you wanna just relax.
I don't
He's
know.
pretty
No, I
strong.
missed the
I don't
I
know.
missed the
Actually,
water.
It's
I
only
don't-
about 20 miles of rowing. You know.
Oh, it's not bad.
Metal
Yeah.
thing, so I don't know if something metal would work or not.
Yeah, this is like a super zoomed in like view of Daggerford, which I had available because Daggerford's been around for 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons history, something crazy like that.
Nice.
So
I mean, could I make like a kind of a? I guess it would have to be all out of chain, but I'd have to purpose it like some kind of some of the weapons and stuff from.
okay.
How difficult is it actually to row up the river? Like, is it like a pretty stiff?
Nah, I
current?
mean, I'm not even gonna ask for like, oh, you're exhausted, haha. I'm just curious, like, who's gonna kind of like chat up essentially, be like, yeah, 20 miles of rowing, I got this. Because I was just curious from a fan of your character's perspective, like, which character would take the burden of rowing 20 miles upriver?
Nikolai will row along
Okay.
with others. I don't know.
I'm kind of digging it because a wizard that could row 20 miles up rivers is kind of awesome. Muscle wizard.
Muscle wizard cast fists.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. So you guys roll up into Daggerford then. Those of you who are not rowing in the canoes are working on disguise kit / disguise training for
pep talk, yeah.
Evenfang. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you guys would roll up if you look over here, right around this bridge. And you could just kind of come up right on the shore. And walk right up to the gates of Daggerford if you'd like.
Excited.
Okay.
New place.
All right. There is a fantasy shopping where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you location here. I can share that out with you real quick if you'd like. It is run by this half elf right here. Let me see. Let me grab that for you real quick. Mm-hmm.
Has the Sun Group been to Daggerford yet?
They have not. No, they're really into the ocean. They do a lot of the ocean side quests, which actually works out really well. Because then I'm like, cool. Well, the dwarven mines are already cleared out, and they're like, we didn't want to go there anyways. But like, it's kind of neat because like anything that's not a blue quest, which is to say, tied directly to the Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign, those are the quests that can expire and like are only there for a limited amount of time. So like they hear about you guys completing quests and they kind of complete other quests and that kind of thing. So it's very interesting to see how the two groups operate. But, all right, let's see. Oh, that's right. I gotta log in to access it.
You gotta get the crossover episode.
Somebody suggested
yeah.
that. They were like, do it as like an extra life, like one shot, like just a massive game where all the people are together and they have to like, or like you split it into 2 different sessions where the 2 groups had to split. So it's like 3 people from Sun and 3 people from Moon in one
like
group.
mix up the parties?
Yeah, and
That'd
3
be
people
awesome.
from Sun and yeah. So
That'd be fun.
let's see. Okay. But anyways, you guys can also, while I'm grabbing this information, if you're thinking up any questions about the town, or you want more information, or you want to roll history checks to see how much you know about it, or if you just want to straight up tell me my character's been to this place before and blah blah blah, and you know what, if your character's been here before and you lived here for a while, I'm just gonna tell you where stuff is. I'm not gonna make you roll a history check, because it wouldn't make any sense for you to not know stuff about a place where you lived.
Oh, so does that apply to me, or?
Yeah,
so.
you live here, so.
Alright.
Amnesia.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And after, I feel like after.
Here it is.
Kind of like
barrels, fine jewelry, and apparel. All right, let me post this over in treasure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that after K-Nex kind of like gave us the like rundown of the town, I think Nikolai would want to try and find Miss Ada at some point, but you know.
Oh yeah, that's in character for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, we should snap up
Should
those
meet up.
healing
All right.
potions.
So,
Right
a Daggerford, built on a hillside in the floodplain of the Delembier River. The walled town of Daggerford is dominated by a 3-story keep that belongs to its Dutchess, Morwen Daggerford. From atop Daggerford's walls, dozens of farms and a scattering of hamlets are visible, all under the protection of the Dutchess and the Lord's Alliance. Everybody familiar with the Lord's Alliance?
No.
All right.
Not really.
We're learning some lore tonight. This is awesome. So in Faerun, there is basically a group of altruistic rich dudes and ladies. That it's a coalition of rulers from cities across Faerun, primarily the north of Faerun, who collectively agree that we should probably team up because the world's super dangerous. So they pool their resources to in times of need, especially, but generally all the time. The rulers of Waterdeep, Silverymoon, Neverwinter, and other free cities like Daggerford, for example. They dominate the alliance, and every lord in the alliance works for the fate and fortune of his or her settlement above all others, which is problematic, but people be people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of their agents are sophisticated bards, zealous paladins, talented mages, and grizzled warriors, aka adventurers who have caught the eye of powerful lords and are like, hey, you seem like a hall monitor type personality. You want to be like a private cop? And then they hire them to be in the Lord's Alliance. So they believe that if civilization is to survive, all must unite against the darkness that threatens it. So it's a very old school Dungeons and Dragons organization mentality. Glory comes from protecting one's home and honoring its leaders. And the best defense is a strong offense. So it's maybe a little toxic masculinity as far as organizations go. They're very let's be tough, let's fight the bad guys, black and white. They haven't aged as well as some of the other factions, but they get results. Faerun and the civilizations that live there are still standing. They have not been wiped out by orcs. Tiamat, tried to do a whole thing a few years ago. Agents of the Lord's Alliance were pivotal in stopping that. There was this whole thing where giants went crazy, a few years after the Tiamat thing. Agents of the Lord's Alliance kind of helped with that. They're the good guys by the definition of good and evil in Faerun. They're definitely the good guys. Are they a little rash sometimes? Do they have trouble with Dritz Duerden's civil rights movement? Maybe. But they are, considered to be basically the good guys. So that is what the Lord's Alliance is. If your character would like to join the Lord's Alliance, I could provide you with some pamphlets and brochures so that you could learn more. I guess just let me know. So, what else is going on? Let's see. Their big thing right now is they are trying to acquire the city of Saltmarsh and add it to their collection of hamlets, farmlands, etc., etc. it will be the crown jewel in their collection of basically towns that are in their thing. It's by far the most advantageous. Its location, Saltmarsh's location, right there on the coast, the only like port city in between, I believe, Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. I mean, it just makes it has the potential to blow up.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
It has the potential to be a tremendous city.
I totally get it now.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to move away, leave a place for a little while to kind of look at it objectively. But like, yeah, these people, they live on a fucking hill. Like they don't have anything. Like this is obviously an older. Well, I don't want to say older. This is obviously a more prosperous on the surface place, but it also has that feeling of being maxed out. Like it feels like Daggerford is kind of stagnant, like there's nowhere to go from here, sort of thing. Whereas Saltmarsh, when you guys are there, it has a feeling about it of potential. Whereas Daggerford kind of has a feeling of completion, right? Like here it is. It's done. Yeah. So seeing that firsthand would start to kind of make you guys realize like, oh, that might be why they're trying to expand, because there's not much here. I mean, look at the map. They've got some hills. They've got a swamp that's not theirs. They've got a road, like there's really not too much going on. Saltmarsh had, a lot more opportunity essentially. What else? If you guys are in any kind of secret organizations, you can message me for secret information about your secret organization's presence in this town. But I don't want to out anybody, so you don't have to do that right now. What else? Lady Morwen Daggerford. Let's see. What is there to say about her? Only about 1,200 people live in Daggerford proper. So it's not even like a real city, if we're being mean. She is the sister of the previous Duke, Maldwyn Daggerford, and she is a capable and charismatic leader. There are rumors that she is addicted to potions of youth, because she is actually well into her 50s, but she kind of a hottie. Like a young hottie, not like a Heather Locklear hottie in her 50s, but she looks way younger than she's supposed to be. So it's a magical setting. Nobody's thinking it's anything sinister. They're just like, girl's got money. She's probably paying for potions of youth. Let's see. Even though she's the top dog, even though she's the top dog, the daily rulership is in the hands of the Council of Guilds, which is composed of the heads of the town's informal trade groups. So essentially, if Saltmarsh was absorbed, they would get to put one person forward from Saltmarsh to sit on this council, rather than the current situation where they have their own council. So they'd lose that council, and then only one person would be selected to sit on this council. And even then, this council can be overruled by the Dutchess whenever she wants. She has the power to completely veto the council. These guild masters believe themselves to be way more influential than they actually are, because ultimately the Dutchess, calls the shots. So that's kind of the basics that you know about it. Any other questions about the town?
Is it like when we're getting in there? Is it like super busy because of the ball? Or like there are a lot of people?
Oh yeah,
going
it's
around?
it's always very busy because it is on a major trade road, and it is a safe, like gated gated community. I mean, it's got a defensive wall, it's got a moat, it's got a garrison. So people who are traveling the Sword Coast, this is pretty much like you always stop here. If you're American and you know about the East Coast, this is like the south of the border. You know what I'm saying? Like you just stop here because like this is like a big place to stop when you're traveling the Sword Coast.
There's like carts like lined up outside the city to get in for the ball, or?
As you approach, yeah, like security was higher than you expected, and so there will be this test, I guess, to see if your baby can pass the mustard. So we're gonna have to see about that. So let's address that before we go any further. Unless you guys plan to sneak into the town, there are 2 entrances to the town. One is through the port, which is located, I believe, on the southern side of town, so over here. And then the other is the caravan. Well, I think there's more than that. There's the caravan grounds, which is right here. And then this entrance over here to the north, this is where basically locals come and go, like farmers and people from like nearby hamlets and stuff like that. But the major like import export, we're coming from the trade road. You would come in through the western gate right here. Is that where you guys wanted to come through? Do you want to try to go through the docks? Like, where's your?
I think the main way. I guess like flash the ring, right? And they'd be like,
Oh, I mean, that will definitely help. Yeah. So, as you guys approach, Pharos, if you want to take the lead, Skull, you have your baby in the backpack.
Yeah.
Okay. He's sleepy, but he's too excited to sleep.
Oh,
He
yeah.
can't wait to see if his disguise of being whatever a dragonborn is, works. That's he's excited to see how that goes. So as your crew approaches, you have all the things that they would expect to find in an adventuring party. You have an elven ranger, you have a dwarven cleric, you have a fey bard. I mean, you're really checking a lot of the boxes here. You have not 1 but 2 token dragonborn. You are missing an Asimar, but you do have sort of an exotic wizrobe, so that kind of rounds things out pretty well. As you approach the gates, they immediately are like adventurers as they kind of look to each other. And there are many guard stations set up to handle the incoming traffic for this big festival. The common folk get to have sort of a market day type thing. They obviously won't get to come to the ball. It's not a very big keep, I'll be honest. So they couldn't really have that big of a ball there. So it's really just the locals in the region who are nobility or nobility under the Dutchess are kind of coming to the area, and then they extended the invitation to the people of Saltmarsh to kind of be like, we're not so bad, that kind of thing. So, as you approach, Pharos, do you just flash that bling and expect to get in? Is that like, the confidence of like a noble that knows where he's supposed to be sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be like the TSA pre-check kind of thing going on. Be like,
damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as you approach, and you flash that bling, they recognize your family crest, and they look to you, and one of them kind of mumbles, and he's like, my lord, you return. Are you done with your investigations?
Not yet. I'm getting there though. We're just here on business for now.
When you say we, are you referring to this motley band of adventurers behind you?
Yeah, you got a new group. They look great, right?
The old group.
No, like this is. Remember, you found me in a cave with some old dude.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. And the guy says, "Oh man, you mean all those brave heroes that you brought with you to Saltmarsh? They're no more?"
Yeah, we got caught up in a group of Sahagwing, got to them, and I was like, it was just me, and then these guys found me, and it's been working out so far, kinda. Still on.
So Saltmarsh really is the just a wild, untamed, like monster infested, like cesspit that everybody says it is.
Yeah, it's pretty wild westy out there, people just die all the time. It's crazy, like.
Wow. Like the guards look at each other impressed, but also like dismissive. they're like, there's no reason to check all your stuff. You're a noble. You're great. And they just sort of let you guys in.
I give the thumbs up to everybody. Like,
okay.
I give
And
Eb and Fang a
sadly,
high five.
that's kind of a lot like real life. That was one of the more realistic things that's happened in D&D. So, all right. You guys roll up into town. You are now in the town proper. What would you like to do with the time you have left? I'm gonna assume you had Ranger, so she have that time pretty hard, but you did have to cross like all of the lizard marsh. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna check my travel calculator real quick, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna put you a little past sunset when you arrive. So let me double check.
Nikolai would like
yes. Yeah,
drink.
you guys are here a little bit after sunset.
Food, drink, and meeting Miss Ada for tomorrow, I think.
Okay. So, you know of a number of places to stay. This is a city located on a major trade route, so it is able to support many restaurants, taverns, and inns. So you've got the Lady Luck Tavern, you've got the Happy Cow Tavern, you've got the Silver Flood Inn, you've got the River Shining Tavern. Let's see, who else is still open? You got Darfin Flotion's Townhouse, if you wanted to have an extended stay situation, you know, with your own kitchenette, huh?
Mr.
Yeah.
Cadenex, where would you suggest? Where do you like to eat?
Or since you are a noble and you do know some people, you could just roll right up to the keep.
I think we need I need new clothes first. I motion to my acid burned leather armors. But yeah, I could go straight to the keep or anywhere you'd like to go. Anywhere we'll name the top 3 places in descending order and
Yeah,
What?
so for clothing needs, the Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparel is the only one that essentially has the license to sell magical clothing and goods. But there is the Decorated Man, which also has some real nice clothing. And there is also the Clean Chin, which is sort of a barber / hair cuttery situation where you guys could get cleaned up real nice if you wanted to.
What has highest TripAdvisor ratings?
Honestly, because of price issues, Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparel is lower than the Decorated Man. And there is Goblin's Cloth and Cordage. You could always go there. They specialize in more feminine apparel.
We could go to the one that wasn't Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparel. Get some new clothes for the ball. Get some dresses for the ladies.
Okay.
Tharwin could get something.
All right.
That fits.
So, I guess out of curiosity, it's pretty simple. You could do fine clothes at essentially 25 gold increments. The fancier your clothes, I mean, the bigger the initial reaction of those clothes would be to people, essentially. But if your clothes cost less than 25 gold, they ain't fancy enough clothes, is sort of the mentality there. So I guess the question is, going round robin, is your character interested in purchasing fancy clothes for this event, or are you just going to kind of, this is who I am, going as is kind of thing? So Nikolai, Constantine Thuriv's name, are you going to doll up for this, or are you just going to get cleaned up for this?
I think just cleaned up. Would Nikolai know what Ada would want him him to be dressed in, or would she be pretty cool with whatever he like showed up?
I'll be honest. She probably wants you to look a little more whiz-roby, but still super tough, because you're kind of attending as her paid bodyguard, right?
So maybe 25 gold pieces. I don't know.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So they work with you. It's very much like a Warhammer 40k situation where they get like wizard robes that somehow look dope as hell with your armor. So everyone knows that I'm a wizard, but I also know how to use armor. It's like a very like good look. Looks really nice. They basically like cut the wizard robes to be like almost like a tabard that goes over your armor. So you have sort of the look, like the silhouette of a wizard, but the functionality of a guy in armor.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Skull, what's your clothing situation for this?
Oh man, not 100% because I don't know if I'm actually going to be attending or running security like Gellin had mentioned. I guess so. Once we meet up with him, I'll decide.
Okay. Your baby, finding out that other people are going to be clothing themselves in elaborate second skins and body decorations, demands to have the finest accoutrements as well, or whatever, vestments, whatever the hell they are. He wants them. He wants whatever other people want. He wants. He's very greedy.
All right, that will be done.
Especially, he needs to have it better than Pharaoh's.
Yeah,
he kind of whispers that into your ear. Yeah.
Whatever that guy has, I need to have better than that guy.
You got it.
Okay.
I like this.
Thogrum, what is your plan for all this? Oh, Thogrum had to step out. Okay. Illyria, you still with us?
Oh.
Does Illyria have to step out too? Oh no. Okay. Tari?
I get fancy as fuck.
Okay. If you were to put a numerical value on how fancy are we talking?
I get 100 gold fancy.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Is there anything in mind that you had? Are you going with like a classic like fantasy bard situation? Are you going with more like I don't know, what is your look you're going for? By classic bard, I mean like floofy sleeves and pantaloons and yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Something with
Nice.
like a sea motif.
Ooh, that could be really nice. Yeah. Do some sea colors. Yeah.
Like some Disney princess of the sea.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Pharos, what are you bringing to the table here?
So I'm I assume you have a tailor somewhere that remembers me.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
yeah, you arrive at the Decorated Man. They have an account for you already. Yeah, all that jazz.
I guess if a numerical value had to be put, I'll be like, I'll do 200 in sport, like 100 for luck of the draw, I guess. And
oh wow, okay. Luck of the draw's like,
do I really need to wear these kind of things? I mean,
you look good.
This feels a lot like that halfling play, Pretty Woman.
Oh, sort of. But I think it suits you, at least for a little while.
All right. So you guys suit up. Nice. Yeah, Nikolai, that's totally legit. Yeah, you take him to the groomers. Okay. All right. So you easily skip dinner and kind of go into like the nighttime hours to take care of these grooming needs. But now that you are set up and ready for action, what will you do next?
I could go to show up to the keep. Let them know we're here. I don't know. I need
That's
armor.
right. I got that mithril armor. I could just polish that up, and then I could like, if people ask me, I could say, "Oh, copper locks down in Saltmarsh." Maybe. Because mithril armor usually looks pretty nice, right? Like I didn't really.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
really like gotten
Mithril's
to
very
a lot of battles with it yet, so just get it polished up.
Okay.
Nikolai will find Miss Ada and escort her to ball.
All right. Yeah. You
when-
ask around town.
when
Ada
time's
is
appropriate.
staying. Yeah, Ada is actually staying in the keep, in the guest quarters of the keep.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I get in?
Oh.
I mean, security's pretty tight. Your investigations would lead you to the gate of the keep, but
Nikolai would present himself
okay.
and I think say, I am a guard of Miss Ada. I wish to see her to ensure that I can, ensure she's safe. Whatever. Blah 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 blah.
Okay. Yeah. So, as you are doing this, are you alone or are you with others? I ask because you're literally walking right past a temple of Lathander. Lathander got into some trouble a few years back for like going on like a religious / racial cleansing with his avatar. So he's sort of in like good guy god rehabilitation because he got a little overzealous. He told all his followers they needed to like purge the world of evil. It was a whole thing.
So I think what Nikolai would tell everyone what he wanted to do.
Okay.
He would do what he's doing, and if anyone wanted to come with him, then
Okay.
he would be happy to have them come with him.
All right. You guys finish your changing montage sequence, and Nikolai lets you guys know that he wants to go to the keep.
Don't go by yourself. I'll help. Don't.
Okay. So the two of you going, or is just the whole group going to go at this point?
Well, here's we could if we were gonna stay in an inn in town, you could go up there and send a message and then have her meet you at wherever we're staying.
Yeah, that works too.
Just for a meeting, maybe tomorrow before the ball, or I'm sure she's safe in the keep.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So you go to the gate. You explain your position and your situation with Pharos nearby, flashing his noble insignia and all that jazz. You do get, despite the Dritz and civil rights movement, you do get some kind of nasty stares from the priests and paladins of Lathander. They're trying their best, but there's just a lot of, bad habits there.
Yeah.
They agree to deliver your message. And when the guards at the gate see your noble insignia, they say, my lord, the Dutchess told us that if we were to encounter you, to send you to her.
Oh, I like perk an eye ridge, like the Dutchess. Oh, okay. Does just me, or?
Well, I mean, she didn't specify anyone else, but we're not really in a position to tell you who you can or cannot bring with you.
I'll be like, hey, you guys go to the inn and I'll be right back. I'll like shrug.
Okay.
It's really late right now, right?
Oh yeah, it's getting really late.
Okay, well.
Yeah. I'll be honest, with like all the trade that's going on and whatnot, it's going to be very difficult to find a place this last minute to stay. Like you guys may have to pull the whole like last minute convention trip thing where you like get one room and then everybody just shares it.
I know that feeling. Okay. But Sure, I'll be right. Don't wait up.
Right Liam's hut, right outside the mall. Waiting for your tickets. Yeah, do we need to get tickets for this thing?
Yeah, honestly, I think Nikolai would probably ask to see Miss Ada.
Okay. Rather than send the note?
Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth. I think so. I think so.
Okay. Well, unless Pharaohs takes you in with him, like they're definitely not going to let a random hobgoblin like into the
that
keep.
seems very reasonable.
Yeah. So like they'll send a message to her, but they're definitely not going to let you in.
We should let them know we've arrived anyway. Like
unless Pharaohs, unless Pharaohs is going to vouch for you,
Mr. Pharaohs, could I come in with you? I will not watch what you do next with this Dutchess.
Sure. Yeah, I'll drop you off with Ada, then we'll walk out together.
Okay. So as you do, you are led through the estate. It's got really nice grounds, but again, it's a very simple building. It's you can see on the map, it's not overly complex. It's large. There's 3 stories. There's a lot of room. There's a basement. There's a beautiful garden, to explore, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it is it's not exceptionally grand. I mean, honestly, like Gellin Primewater lives in a house just as big. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, not we're measuring houses or anything, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, the TV antenna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she doesn't even have cable. So they take you through this grand entry hall. You can see servants rushing about, prepping like the ballroom, prepping the dining room. It's very fancy, beautiful, like parquet floors, the whole deal. They have you sort of wait for a moment. Servants kind of come and go. The guard kind of explains what's going on. Eventually, you see Ida and Primewater come down from this like stairwell that sort of overlooks like the entry hall. So it's one of those situations. And they kind of wave to you from higher up the stairs. And you see that Primewater is here with Ida, and she is not here with anyone else, and he is not here with anyone else. You do not see Lady Primewater in attendance. And the two of them kind of head down, and they are both smiles. But the two of you, if it's just the two of you that are there, can attempt insight checks to see if you pick up anything else from their demeanor.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to. If you just want to live your life and have it be what it is, that's totally okay with me.
Oh. Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm working on. I was debating. There we go. Let's see what happens. Nope. Everything's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, they seem legitimately happy to see you. Like, man, are they happy to see you guys? Wowee. Like, they can't hide their excitement that you guys are there. And they sort of approach you, and they're like, Edith's just like,
You made it. You made it. That's good. That's real good. So you're gonna stay here tonight and keep an eye on me, and in case something crazy happens.
Nikolai Constantine, a third of his name, will keep you safe, Miss Ada.
Excellent. I did bring a couple of my house guards with me. I didn't want to seem too paranoid. I wasn't sure you were going to make it or not. I did get your message, though, so I didn't have to fake my own death anymore. So, which was good, because I was actually looking forward to it when I thought about it. So now I'm here, and we're going to have a party tomorrow night.
Yeah, sounds like a good
And
thing.
you're looking so dapper with these. You got the robes, but you still look tough with the armor. That's good work.
I do appreciate that, Miss Ada. But my main interest is your safety.
No one's giving you a hard time, have they? This far inland, there's a little bit of racism still going around.
And no, they are fine.
Then she says very loudly,
Not all cities are as progressive as Saltmarsh, you see.
Yeah, Nikolai doesn't laugh, but Greg does. Yeah.
And Prime Water just sort of chuckles as she does that, and kind of looks around the room for reactions.
If I will need lodging, can I stay near you, Miss Ada, to keep you safe?
Of course you can. Yeah.
I promise no inappropriate touchings.
She giggles at that, and she said,
Yeah, or I'll just break it off.
What? Miss Ada, please.
All right. So Gellin looks at you, Pharos, and he says, I had a feeling you'd return home. It's hard to stay away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where I grew up, and I wouldn't miss this party for the world.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Not particularly interesting, but is there something you want to talk about?
Am I to take it your business in Saltmarsh is concluded?
No. I still got stuff to do. Got stuff to work on. Got stuff to staying away from home for now. It's like I'm treating it more of like a study abroad trip. You gotta expand your horizons before you take your place
Conquer
on
them?
the
What?
throne.
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Who said that? Who said
Nothing.
Oh, well, don't let me keep you from whatever business you have.
Sure.
And he kind of turns to you, to Ida and Nikolai, and sort of leads the two of you back upstairs. All right, yeah, Pharos, you have not been home in a while, but everywhere you look are memories of the time you spent here as a kiddo, kind of growing up, in your father's shadow, but not like necessarily in a bad way. He being essentially a foreign ambassador, brokering goodwill and trade with Daggerford and its surrounding townships for the good of the Dragonborn people, etc., etc. There are other nobles like him in other places in the world. Like all military kids, though, you couldn't help but wish your dad had been stationed somewhere a little bit cooler, like Chult or something, where you could have rode a fucking dinosaur every day. So there's always that. No kid's ever going to be happy, no matter what cool exotic place they grow up in. And you've kind of seen the size of Daggerford. Like, I would assume that it lost a lot of its luster in your teens, probably. Plus, there's the whole you and your family were some of the only Dragonborns that were permanent, residents. So there's also that different culture, odd duck kind of feeling, of
Right.
being displaced essentially. All right. Do you go and meet with the Dutchess real quick, or?
Yeah, I'll see what the Dutchess needs.
Okay. While you're getting ready to meet with the Dutchess, anybody have any business outside of town? Do you try to secure for yourselves a room for the night? You do have a bard of some renown with some pretty amazing skills. Do you leverage that to basically try and secure lodging? What is your... I guess I'm asking what the Poe folks are going to do about lodging.
Yeah, I'll try to get us a place.
Okay. Yeah.
If maybe there's a place that I've have performed.
All right. Yeah. So that's a good question. Have you made your way this far inland and been to Daggerford before?
I think that I passed. My mom took me to Daggerford like a couple of times.
Your
She was
mom,
a
the celebrity
adventurer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you leverage that in your introductions? Do you name
Yeah.
drop it? Okay.
I do.
Fair enough. Yeah, so you kind of go around sort of name dropping that a little bit. And when you try out the Lady Luck Tavern, named after Timora, who does have a shrine in this town because travelers and all that jazz. And they recognize you and your resemblance to your mother, and they start to recall like the times that she's performed there. They do explain that it's already super late, and most people are kind of like in the mood for like bedtime brandy kind of thing. Do you know any songs that would be excellent to hear right before bed? Essentially, they don't want you to do anything too like glammed up or exciting, but if you are willing to perform tonight and tomorrow, they will find a place for you and your companions to sleep for the night and
would
provide you with meals.
Interfere with the ball, or would it?
No, I mean tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, no, then I'm happy
they're
to.
just basically like they want to be able to like everyone's going to be doing festivities and stuff, so they basically want you to be like a noonday draw sort of thing, like that you're just going to perform like and kind of attract people to their tavern for lunch instead of like somewhere else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play like a sort of like a breathy reed, kind of like sunset kind of.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Gets everybody kind of just like, yeah, I think I'll have one nightcap and send it to my room, and everybody's like closing up shop.
All right. Yeah, I dig it. You are a 7th level bard. You do not have to roll a performance check. Your passive performance is more than enough to impress these people. If you wanted to see just how good it could be, you could roll.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that invites RNGesus into the equation.
Sure.
Anything could happen at that point. Okay, yeah. So you give a very good, very solid performance, and some people kind of are moved emotionally. They wipe away tears. Other people are moved romantically. It's impactful. And even your allies who have traveled with you, it may or may not have had an effect on them because they don't always get to hear you in your more traditional element. So. But yeah, you end up sleeping sort of in the staff area, as it were, which is to say, like the wine cellar. They do make some kind of room for you guys down in the wine cellar because every place in town is just booked at this point. All right.
Awesome. I like thank them profusely and get some like what the kind of like the feel, the mood they want in their room for lunch tomorrow.
Okay. For lunch, they definitely want something high energy, poppy, like pop type music, as the halflings would say. They want it to be hip. They throw around halfling words like they want the music to slap. All right. So something about it being lit. They just throw out all these like weird halfling words. And apparently, as a bard, you keep up with like the hippest of culture, which is of course halfling culture, and so what they're asking for. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, they want like high energy, exciting, kind of like new age-ish music, like stuff that's really pushing the boundaries. They want to avoid more traditional stuff. They want to kind of draw people in with like a new sound. Is what they're after. All right. So, housing secured. Does anyone else need anything before we check in on the Dutchess and Pharos? Have we got a Thogrim and an Illyria back, or have they left us forever?
No,
No, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
No, we're good.
Okay. So you're good. You're just listening in.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys need absolutely anything, like, just pipe in, because I don't want you guys to feel like you're at Daggerford and there's nothing for you guys to do. So
No. It's all good.
okay. All right. So, Skull, do you tuck in your sweet baby for bed?
Oh yeah, same deal. Pile of
Okay.
coins. Got his new Snuggy Bear.
All right. Fair enough. You do identify it through the horrible wounds that he has inflicted upon it, that it was actually designed to look like a bear. Not like a teddy bear, but, the more like hamster shape that a bear actually is. Yeah, so that's, and he does seem to care for the creature very much. Only gnaws on it a little bit while he's sleeping. So,
Aww.
yeah. You lean in and you hear him whispering,
Get back to work, Pharaohs. Yeah, that's right. Dig that ditch. Fill it with gold.
and things like that. So he's apparently very, very happy. He's had a very exciting day.
He's normal for a day.
And you already haunt his dreams. All right. Now, the Dutchess is very busy getting ready for a thing, so it does strike you as strange that she would want to see you. But I guess you go to meet with her?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see. Where is she at? Oh, you know what? Maybe I have it under Daggerford. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, yeah. So you head in, and Lady Morwen Daggerford is there. And as you are kind of, as the guards kind of, leave you to meet with her, you see that she is, she's in her craft room, like all, like rich ladies in their 50s would be right before a big event. And she has like staff in there, and they're working on last minute like plans and decorations to the party. This is a very hands-on woman. Like, she doesn't want anything to happen at this party that she has not made active decisions about. When she sees you enter the room, and you just definitely kind of stick out like a sore thumb because you're like the only dragonborn here, she kind of looks over at you and she smiles, and she tells the other women in the room who are like arranging flowers and all that kind of stuff. She's just like, I need the room for a moment, and they all just leave. All right. As you approach, she says, I didn't think you were going to make it.
No. I didn't know I was going to make it. A lot of things happen on the way.
I know. I'm very pleased that you only brought the one dragon.
Well, it's hard. I can't help myself with the baby, But hopefully that there's only a lot less dragon encounters in the future.
She just kind of like makes gesture with her hand that's like, I couldn't give a shit one way or the other. It's just sort of a super dismissive gesture. And she says, I called you here because I have a very important thing I need to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have these two different flower arrangements, and it's like the last minute, and I can't decide between the two. So should we go with the roses, or should we just go with the wildflowers? I feel like the roses is a show of like strength and wealth, but I kind of feel like perhaps it's too ostentatious, and we should just go with the wildflowers to show that we're like of the people.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's almost midnight.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, he like sighs. It's like, everyone's seen roses before. Everyone knows what they look like. However, the variety of the wildflowers might invite in a bit of like variety, a bit of like artisanal, like farm to tableness, as far as the as you say, of the people, rustic feeling. But is that really what you called me here for?
She kind of smiles at you, and she's like, I don't know what else I would have called you here for. Is there something you need to tell me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well then thank you for your opinion. I will go with the wildflowers. Your room has been prepared. I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. Unless you have some energy left from your trip that you're willing to share.
What?
Very well. He nods, like, I have a few winks left in me. Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I guess the camera would kind of fade to black unless there's something else. And you and this 50-year-old woman can do whatever you need to do. Press flowers, I guess. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, press flowers. God. Can I hop over in the secret chat?
Yeah, sure.
Well. Very subdued tonight.
It is.
Yeah. Famous mother adventurer. Backstory. Wow.
Don't trust that to bring it up unless I have to.
All right, so I don't know, man.
So yeah, she's kind of pressing you against the flowers, and they're getting smushed. And she's very aggressive, very strong for an old lady. Sorry, 50's not old. She's great.
Yeah, 50's the new 40, but
right.
But madam, maybe just another time. You got a big day tomorrow. Had a big day today. I got melted by a baby dragon. It's not great. It's not been a good time. Got a headache.
Yeah, her face gets kind of cold, and she says, "Well, then, off to bed with you."
Okay, but yeah, go with the wildflowers. Maybe add like a lilac or two.
I'm not going to get any sleep tonight. I'm so stressed out about this party. All right. I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right. Night.
Did you bring your little friends with you? I'm looking forward to meeting them.
Yeah, they're all here. Well, not the ones that I set out with the first time. I got new friends. But
I'm aware.
But yeah, they're all here, I think. Somewhere.
Okay. So you head off to your bed. It's like you left it, like a month or so ago. Yeah. Nothing's really changed. So
I guess it's like time skip to the.
Oh yeah. So the next day, you guys all have agreed to meet up somewhere, or what's the deal? As the day kind of rolls over, unless you guys have secret night ninja plans that I do not know about that need to be addressed.
I do not. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping Ada safe is probably top of mind.
Ada snores like crazy. Just
it's horrible. Okay, yeah, okay. So I get 6 hours of sleep.
Okay. You get that. Yeah, you get the sleep you need, but it's not great. It's not great sleep, especially with you sleeping so close to the snore machine. It's pretty bad. Your cat does offer to muffle her in her sleep, but you're worried that it might go too far. So maybe it's probably not a good idea. All right, you wake. The day is colder than it was yesterday. It's dropped about 6 degrees. It's going to only be a high of like 70 today. Mostly cloudy, not a lot of wind. So kind of a drab day. It's a little drab, especially compared to how nice it was yesterday, but certainly not unexpected for the region. Each of you sort of wakes up in your different places, either the wine cellar of a tavern inn or a fancy estate, and starts going about their business for the day.
The only thing I have to do is I want to order like a set of plate armor.
Okay. Do you just want to purchase it outright, or and get it fitted, or what's the?
I don't know why you're worried about AC and this settlement of yours. Why?
What? No. So.
I mean, how long you plan to stay in town? Because you could put in an order for it and then pick it up when you're done here. I mean.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
you're just going to a party, guys. I mean, how crazy could it be?
I don't know with what money either.
Also, is plate mail going to keep you safe from a certain baby dragon that likes to spit his breath weapon at you? Probably not.
Yeah, I feel like we should meet up and discuss what our plan is for the party. I think.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Does that work for y'all?
Yeah. I mean, you have a wizard with a familiar, so and Tressums are not super I mean, they're uncommon, but they're not like, oh god, a flying cat, what are we gonna do? They're a common enough sight in the north that nobody would mess with one for fear that it was a wizard's familiar. So yeah, your cat basically can kind of come and go through the city as it needs to. So if you wanted to in the morning kind of send it and be like, hey, go find the others, tell them we're going to meet up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Okay. One thing that your cat does notice is that there are actual gargoyles living on the roof of the keep. So they're not because because as a tiny flying beast, gargoyles are one of your number one predators. So you've sort of got an eye for that kind of thing. And Kitty's like, oh yeah, these are legit gargoyles. I'm not going to fall for the DM saying that they're completely indistinguishable from a statue. I know a real gargoyle when I see it, kind of situation. So there's quite a few of those perched on the, just sort of being statues. But
so Nikolai think that for party we all go together, we all mingle with crowd, but maybe we should keep some people outside. I do not know. Parties are not my strong suit.
Yeah. So the weather's nice enough that you guys could probably find a place outside if you needed a more private place to talk. But any of the taverns and stuff, it's just going to be just overloaded with people. So is that sort of the situation? You guys kind of meet outside, or do you want to just kind of get a corner booth kind of thing? Do you want to be one of those groups of friends that's walking around blocking foot traffic as you all sort of mingle on the street?
Could we meet in the wine cellar? Would they let us
Yeah. I mean,
stay there briefly?
sure. Yeah, that would work. Okay. So you use a little bit more of your pull from your background, and you guys are hanging out down in the basement. All right. Pharos, you join everybody? Like when Magic Cat kind of tracks you down?
Mm-hmm. Sure,
Okay.
I'll meet up with everybody.
All right. So, what's the plan?
What is the
Yeah,
plan?
what are we doing here?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering.
Didn't we come for you?
What's the point?
So I mean, the plan's here for me. I thought you guys were gonna work security, but if you want to come in, you come in, hang out, dine. I think the Dutchess will tell me something, but I was just here to hang out. But I'm assuming we're all going to the lobby. I don't know. There's a lot of important people here. You probably make some friends. See what Daggerford's all about.
What Pharaohs said. I think we should see what people are doing, and unfortunately maybe have to kill. We'll see.
What?
What?
Well, it's always. I mean, I hope not, but it's D&D, so.
All right. And the tavern that you guys are at is number 17, so you're right by the gate that you came in at. So this place is just bananas crowded. The marketplace is right next door. Yeah. There's general store next to it. That's also where your fancy clothing place was. So pretty much all the activity is kind of gathered right around here. All right. I mean, is that the plan then? Do you want to just be Pharos's guest for this event?
I thought you were gonna Thogren wanted to work security, but I don't know how that works. If he
Well, I mean, as a well-connected noble, you could pretty much be like, "Yo, hire my friends to be security."
Yeah, and I think I would be Ada's security.
Right. Your personal security, but like if you wanted to get them something to do, you have to remember, like you have the noble background, and you're in the location where your noble background is based. So you're kind of in like a rules-breaking situation. Like you can kind of say, like, "Hey, well, I want my friends to have macaroni and cheese bites for dinner," and they're gonna be like, "Okay, we'll get you macaroni and cheese bites." Like this is the time. Like
Pharos,
to do.
I give you like double inspiration for macaroni and cheese bites.
Okay, so Thogrum, Nikolai, like you on security.
Constantine and Thursday.
Why are you the third of your name anyway? What happened to the first two?
We can discuss that over port.
Let's see. You want to play music? Do you think you could bard up some music for the party? I believe you could get that. We make that happen.
I mean, I totally could, but your friend seems. I mean, I haven't met her, and you haven't said anything about her. But for some reason in my head, she seems sort of controlling about these kinds of things.
I'm sure I can make something happen. It should be fine. Like he kind of like clenches his jaw, like looks a little shifty, but.
Yeah.
Isn't your mom a psycho? No, it's fine. It's totally okay. What are we talking about? He's just sweating like real hard, like that Key and Peele gif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fine. All right, Skull. How about you? You want to take your? You want to be the single dad? I think the others are super attractive.
No, probably security. I'll take my child to work day.
Yeah, so the dragon, like,
This is getting dope.
the baby dragon, in frustration, just starts biting Skull on the head. And in Draconic, he says, "Why is everyone laughing? Are you laughing at me? I don't speak the common tongue of apes. What's happening? Tell me what's going on right now."
You know what? Nikolai is gonna not today, but tomorrow, is gonna start teaching him common.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right.
Because we need to get there.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry, Evan Fane. They're not laughing at you. They're laughing at the situation. They think that we shouldn't bring you to the party because they might be too starstruck.
Oh, these people have heard of me?
No, just the fact that you might be a dragon. Like, they're thinking that.
No, you simpleton! You fool! I'm in disguise. I'm a dragonborn. You already forgot your own plan. This is why you're the minion and I'm the boss. How hard is it to remember that? Come on!
I really wish I had comprehend languages. I really wish.
It's a ritual. You can get it. You can probably pick it up here.
He's already picked up the gesture. He puts 2 tiny claws against the bridge of his nose.
Yes. Can you throw the picture back up? I want.
Of the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my god. This fucking thing's gonna be death.
Harris, I don't think you'd last long. I don't. If you're 2 in the same room, it just doesn't work.
Okay, Evan Fang, if this is gonna work out, if this
I will
this
ask Evan
relationship-
Fang if he wants to go to the party. If he does,
Of course I want to go to the party.
Oh, okay, done. All right, Evan Fang goes to the party. This is amazing. We should just take him. It'd be great.
All right. This
I've been to
relationship-
many parties at the lizard folks.
What are the lizard folk parties like?
Oh, there's a lot of drums.
All right.
And we eat stuff.
all right. So there's no.
Mr.
eating.
Evan Fang, we will drink, we will eat, and hopefully, Scholar, Ferris, you can translate this. But we will take you to party. Party will be good. We will take vodka shots. Fun, very fun for dragons.
no.
Okay. I mean, that's underage drinking, but sure, yeah.
No.
Yep.
I mean, it's a fantasy game. No, this is real. Sure, okay.
How old are you? Like, you don't know.
He just looks at you and he touches the bridge of his nose again, like he's seen the grown-ups do, and he says,
We already had this conversation 2 days ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any goddamn
It hasn't
sense.
changed since then, has it?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? How many times have your birthday?
No, I don't think you know anything. I think you have suffered head injuries because you can't retain simple information. You go around with your mouth open like a fish. You can't seem to understand anything that's happening around you. Everything seems to astonish you.
Vodka shots for Dragon Baby. And
It's definitely not
I need
happening,
you to
so.
know that at this party, you better not embarrass me. As my minion, your behavior reflects directly on me.
Okay.
Okay? Are you sure?
This is
No,
gonna be so good. We have to go to the party right now. This is so good. Like nothing better will ever happen ever.
This is my town, Evan Fang.
Oh, is it?
I see. So you're offering it up to me as your first offering. Well, the second, because you gave me that shitty ration the other day. I accept. The town of Daggerford is now mine.
It works like that.
Well,
You
you heard
can
him.
be my general of Daggerford. It is only right and fair that I give you back some measure of ownership over it.
I don't think this is an offer.
You just said, this is my town. You're my minion. So everything you own belongs to me. I just sort of filled in the gaps for you because of your head injury. I didn't want you to get too far behind on what was happening.
He has very significant head injury. We will do our best to ensure that that he performs. And we will support you at party. We are very much looking forward to partying with you.
All right. As you speak in the gibberish of apes, he just sort of stares. Yeah, he just stares at you, confused. But
yeah, if I can get like a translation, that'd be cool. But
I don't know. I don't think so. It's like...
So all right. So is your goal then, or not your goal? Probably way opposite of your goal. Is the situation that you're going to bring this baby to the party?
Yes.
I definitely don't.
I feel like Pharos made this happen.
Yeah.
With his cryptic prophecy in Discord.
Yeah.
Baby, come to party.
I don't want to. It depends if I'm going to be running security or not. If I am.
What is the worst that could happen, Skull?
I mean, as a noble in his base of operations, like if he says that he tells the people that you're working security, you're working security. It's just like that. It's like, yeah, my daughter's in charge of foreign aid. Okay, she's in charge of foreign aid. It's just like that. Like you don't have to be qualified. You just have to have a really nice like designer shoe line. Like that's it. Like you got it.
Baby, come to party. Thorgrim's saying, oh yeah. I mean, that also works, I think.
Yeah,
I think baby should come to party.
Are you going to try to trick him by having like a Chuck E. Cheese party in like a side room?
No.
Because that's a really smart idea.
Yeah.
No, so.
Because at the end of the day, he's still a baby. He doesn't have any real life experience to judge any of this stuff by. And I'm telling you, it's super easy to lie to kids. If you didn't already know, it's super easy to lie to children.
No, but
I've got my own.
To lie to a dragon, and as long as he has a fun time, I think we should run with that.
No, I've got it.
You have a very important job protecting Ida Owland. Why don't you worry about that? And then I'm gonna worry about Ebenfang. Okay?
I've got a plan.
Nothing bad's gonna happen, guys. There's nothing to worry about at all.
Okay.
Well,
so I've got
6.5 dozen, one, other, whatever.
Here's the plan. We're gonna put the kid in like a room, and I'm gonna tell a couple servants to like keep bringing in mac and cheese bites. They're not gonna stop. You're gonna tell him it's a kobold, and he sometimes.
Remember what last time happened when you fed him too much?
Yeah, I know. He says he has acid reflux.
Yes.
I am proficient in improvised weapons.
That was low-hanging fruit, but it was still good.
I decide to wield the dragon as an improvised weapon.
Okay, yeah, you can totally wield the dragon as an improvised weapon. I mean, probably going off a rug of smothering, he would take half the damage that was being dealt. I mean, that's usually how I handle.
I would never. I was just thinking like an acid gun, but.
Oh, an acid gun. That'd be kind of hype, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get to the party.
There's a party that's happening.
You have to bring the fucking kid.
So we're bringing.
No, I don't want to scare anybody, but I do actually have a map of this place. Now, we're not going to bust out the map of this place unless we need it. But I don't want you to think that I don't have a map of this place.
Yeah, he already conditioned us by having a map and the initiative tracker, but nothing happened.
Well, I'm just saying, like, anything could happen. That's the important thing to know. You could take damage. You could take damage in RP chat. That's how crazy Dutchess and Dragons is. Okay, so I don't even think it was RP chat. I think it was general chat. That's how dangerous Dutchess and Dragons is.
It is. It's horrible. And we have baby dragon. Who knows what baby dragon will do?
Let me get you a shot of the estate so you have a better idea of at least what you're dealing with. There's so many maps. Estate.
I think Nikolai will have to protect Ada over others. Maybe we'll see. Although baby dragon, so cute, so cute. So maybe. I don't know, we'll see.
All right, here we go.
So,
I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm just going to give you the shot, like a big aerial shot of the map. But it is in fact 3 stories plus a basement. This is a huge ass map, and I love it. It's a great map. If you ever need like a keep or a mansion or something fancy, it's a great map. So I'll throw it up. It's game art real quick. And that big mob in the back, don't be scared of that. That's like a bunch of, party attendees and stuff like that, in case we need them, but I'm sure we won't. So. Yes. You have the best gifts. Just the best gifts.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, so what you saw on the map, not 100% what you get. So this is what the estate is like. So if you're running security, obviously they would want you to be more familiar with it. So yeah, there's a little gazebo in the back, and there's a reflecting pool that's set up so like the moon shines beautifully on it. There's like a walled garden. There's like a unwalled garden that you can kind of walk through. The walled garden's for making out. Yeah, there's like a carriage house. There's a stable. I mean, it's fancy. It's a fancy place. Balconies everywhere. Big, beautiful windows. Security. Those of you who actually know how to work security, like your characters, yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard. It does not seem like a super defensible place. It seems like they are relying mostly on the outer wall, the outer moat, the gargoyles, and then whatever magical protections they have laid down. You almost get the feeling, taking a tour of the estate, that you're kind of for show. But you never know, because if something really, like started happening, like they would definitely be glad to have you there. Unless, of course, you're the people that are starting it, then that probably wouldn't be so good. But yeah, I guess is that the layout then? Are you gonna just go to your boss, the Dutchess, and be like, "Yo, find some jobs for my friends," or are you just gonna go around her and just go to like head of the household and be like, find some work for my peeps?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, these are the guys working security, Fine, let them put them where they're needed.
All right. So you find the master of the house, Xavier, and you tell him like, these are my peeps, and we need stuff for them to do. And having come from a whole generation of head of house type situation, just his whole family tree has just served rich nobles in the Dungeons and Dragons world. He's not fazed by this at all, and he's just like, absolutely, no worries. They have a preference for where they need to be placed.
Where you expect the most trouble to happen if there was trouble. So
well,
front
there's an open bar, so that will certainly cause some troubles. Do you want me to find? You want me to assign someone to hang out by the bar? Is that?
Yeah, Thogrim, you like bars, right? So, take the dwarfs to the bar. Skull, my big guy, you take like the main entrance,
I don't mean to be rude, sir, but your friend is Skull, and he says Skull in a very like, who the fuck names their kid Skull kind of way. Yeah, he's like, will he be bringing his baby with him?
Yeah, don't talk about it. Betsy divorce,
Don't talk about his baby.
Yeah, he has to care for the child, single dad, it's rough.
I see. Well, these are progressive times. Who am I to judge? This not your baby, is it, sir?
No.
Because it looks an awful lot like you.
Hey, we don't all look alike.
I know. He just, his mustache starts like going like 1,000,000 miles a minute, and he's like, "Oh, I never implied that. Oh my goodness."
Yeah, it's Skulls, you know. It's
Oh, it's his
Motherfucker.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I sort of see it. Maybe.
Yeah, you know, they both look difficult to deal with, you know.
The mother must have been far more comely than this Mr. Skull, because he's quite terrifying.
Yeah. And Child's a terror.
Oh, is it now? We'll have to. Why not place them out in the gardens then, sir?
Okay. Yes.
Wait. Very good. Very good. That way, if the little brat begins squealing or poops its pants or something, it's far away from. You know how the Dutchess feels about children.
Yeah. Let's get that out of here.
Mr. Skull, you'll be in charge of the garden security.
May I ask your name, sir?
It's Xavier.
Pleasure to meet you. It will be done.
I like your professional demeanor. I wish it extends to this evening as well. What about this sharpshooter here? Is there any way she's willing to just hang out on the roof with the gargoyles?
Is that where you want to be?
Alira, you okay with hanging out on the roof with the gargoyles all night while everyone has a party?
Oh, she isn't around.
Oh, okay. Do you want to answer for her, or should we let her decide next week? Because oh shoot, oh damn, it's actually overtime.
Yeah, next week I would say.
All right. We will. How about we sort out security positions in chat this week, and then we can start right at party time next week.
Awesome.
That sound good?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So again, like I like to respect backgrounds. So if you feel like your background could be leveraged in this situation, definitely post about it in Discord, and we'll try to make it happen. This has the potential to be a fully role-played scenario from start to finish. But as a wise wizard said, this is Dungeons and Dragons. So all the shit could hit all the fans. So, we'll just see how it all plays out. All right. You guys want me to return you to your dash, or do you want to stay on Daggerford for the week?
Hang on, Daggerford?
Daggerford.
Okay,
Yeah.
stay on Daggerford for the week. All right, cool. All right. I hope everybody has a good week. If you're looking for something to do this week, I think Tuesday night is Hero Quest 4. I think we've got like two spots maybe left for Hero Quest 4. You do not have to have played any of the other Hero Quests or even know what Hero Quest is to play. It's basically just a one-shot dungeon. And you get to go in and, classic dungeon crawl stuff. So and then the following Tuesday is the My Little Pony game, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. So if you are interested in either of those, just message me and I'll give you more information about them. But other than that, I got nothing, and I'm probably going to go sleep really, really hard now. So, all right, I'll catch you guys on Discord during the week.
Good night,
Thanks.
sir.
Have a good one.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.